Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for a bit of a live stream, a random live stream at that. Thought about doing it about 2 days ago. Decided to set this stream up. We got two in already. I'm going to hope that is David Jones and Paul Greenwood because they've left comments. So feel free to comment. Let me know what's going on. So yeah, random stream, like I said, a little bit off the cuff. And just thought I'd take a chance. Going live Friday, 7 o'clock. I know a lot of other channels out there go live, but I thought I'd have a go and have a beer. Are you, David? How are you, sir? Hope you're keeping well. So I'm just about to crack open a beer. We've got 5 watching, surprisingly. Flip side, yes, it's another Stonehouse one that. My last 2 bottles of it now that I've got up here, so I'll be drinking them while I do this, and I'll probably drink another couple of Stonehouse beers. So I'm going to get that cracked open. Hope you're all well. What is anyone drinking out there? Feel free to comment. And if I'm looking a bit rough, I just get out of the bath. I always look rough when I get out of the bath. You'd think me having a bath would make me look a bit better. Just makes me look worse. I tend to feel worse after a bath as well. I feel more tired. Been a bit of a busy old day, it's got to be said. Yes, I'm good, David. So there's our first coming up. That's David. David's good. Good to hear, mate. 11 in watching. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've got 11 in watching. Am I taking them all off Rate My Beer? Am I taking all off his channel? David's on the Elvis juice. Good man. I'm guessing that's a can or bottle, is it, Dave? And Paul Greenwood off the grog tonight, as out most of tomorrow afternoon. Oh, he's doing his Mad Friday on a Saturday afternoon. Good on you, lad. Well done. Well behaved. And Yawn is in. Cheers and happy Christmas to you and you, mate. Hope you're well. And hope you're supping a couple of beers, being as it's Friday. And David's on the cans of Elvis juice. Good man. Good man. Have you all finished your Christmas yet? Or have you still got to go back in? I'm fortunate I've finished for Christmas now. Finished the job early. Thought I was going to be working today and possibly Monday, but finished yesterday. So I've been off today. Been dragged around the supermarkets to do shopping, which was no fun at all, it's got to be said. I can't stand going out around the supermarkets, especially when it's busy. Just drives me nuts. All I want to do, go in there, get me stuff, boom, get out, go. But rarely happens, it's got to be said. Oh. So let's have a look at some of these comments coming in. James Elms, evening, mate. He's on the Spaten on the PD. Have a great Christmas to you and the family. Thank you, James. Enjoy your Spaten. Certainly a good choice of beer. I've got a couple of reviews coming up as well. Obviously, I'm doing my Christmas Beer 52 box, if you like. But I've also got a few already lined up for after Christmas. I think I've got enough videos now to take us pretty much just into the new year. But I will be releasing 2 videos a day on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And there will be keg reviews in there. So look out for them ones. Being as you own a PD, James, and anyone else that's got a PD. If you're interested to see some reviews, I know it's not necessarily the sort of day that you do it, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. But if you get a bit of time and you get bored and you want to watch some, go and have a look. Dave's been off since Wednesday, 19 days off. Nice. Nice. I'm off now till I'll be going back on the 2nd. I will, but this is quite a long break for me. And I'll be honest, I feel like I need it. I do need it. I was going through my books today. Work already lined up. I need to get a diary for 2025. I haven't got around to getting one yet, but I've got quite a few jobs already lined up for next year. So yeah, I think I'll take the break and crack on after New Year. Steve's in. Ha ha. Very good of you to pop on, Steve. You must be bored, my friend. Is Sue doing your head in? Is that what it is? Cheers, beer lovers, and peace on earth. Good tidings and all that. He's having a nice whiskey. Does that count? You can have whatever you want, Steve. If you want whiskey, you drink it. If you want Buckfast, you drink it. If you want a cup of tea, you drink it. I'm still going to be drinking this. So right, it's not going to affect me, pal. It's not going to affect me. Oh. So, who's ready for Christmas then? Who's ready out there for Christmas? No doubt some of you out there probably got 101 things to do still. I think the biggest thing I've got to do is a bit of tidying to the house. That's about it, really. Stay in for a parcel tomorrow. Go and pick up a paint sprayer. And then me and the good lady are having a bit of a chat Sunday afternoon to some friends. And then I suppose really from Monday is where it all sort of starts to kick in, doesn't it? All starts to kick in then. That's it. You know it, Paul. You know it. And can I just add, this is the best online pub. Forget that rate my beer. He ain't got a clue. He ain't got a clue. This is about the fourth best. Obviously, this is the best one. And modest as well. It's the quietest one. It's like the old man's pub. That's why we've only got 10 in, you see. It's the old man's pub where you sit in the corner and just have a bit of a peaceful chat. Because that's what we do here. We just have peaceful chats. Until it gets to the point where you've had too many beers and then you start talking a load more rubbish. And start talking a bit louder. Religion is a hobby. I like it. Very good. Glenn Shaw, hey all. What is it with you and darts? What is it with me and darts? I just love darts, mate. What's in here is actually probably, well, all this used to be in the actual man cave. The old bar, or the original bar, and still the bar. Darts room. But there was so much stuff in there. And since I brought this up here, all this stuff, pardon me, the reason I brought a lot of it up here is because I had a couple of shirts framed. I think it was earlier this year. So I needed room to get these shirts up. So some of the stuff had to come out. And obviously we've sorted all this room out. So it goes in here. Baz has got like two little sort of man caves, if you like. So it's like a man cave one downstairs, office stroke man cave too. So being as I know I'm going to be in here most of the time, the dart stuff can come in here. And it makes the dining room look less cluttered, which is always good because it keeps the wife happy, that does, doesn't it? PJT is banned. Yeah, he's. We've got a higher clientele in this pub. This is more of a classy pub. You could almost say the sort of clientele we get in this one is sort of like wine bar status, but we still drink beer. But if you want a glass of wine, you do it. You go for it. Oh, hey up. I've been caught out. Sue's on. You're right, Sue? Steve's on the whiskey. Are you on the gin? Are you on the gin? Again. Ali D. Evening, Bazza. Merry Christmas. Thank you. And you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to everyone. You've been watching the darts this week. I haven't actually, as it happens. No, I've not watched any darts at all this week. Too busy to be honest. By the time I'm getting home from work and I'm tired anyway, I've been really tired this week. Get home from work, you do your tea. I do the Christmas advent calendar beer reviews and all that lot. And to be honest, half the time I'm in bed by about 9 o'clock. I'll sit on my phone for about half an hour, but most of the time I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. All I want to do is have a rest. Hence the reason I'm looking forward to this break now. Paul saying hello to Ali. And I came from the dirt and was winning at darts. That's it. And Ali D is saying evening, mate, to Paul Greenwood. Busy fecker, see? That's it, yeah, see? We're all busy people. We're all busy people. Merry Christmas to you too. Have you broken up? I know Dave Jones has broken up for Christmas. No doubt a few of you have still got to go in. Like I said earlier, I've finished now. So, yeah, looking forward to the break. Is anyone actually working Christmas Day? Is anyone in a job where they got to get up and work Christmas Day? I haven't got Sky Sports and missing it all. Gutted. There was a 9-darter the other day. I did hear about that. Christian Kist. I believe he had a 9-darter. Got any Thinkston on? I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't got any old Peculiar left, actually. That's all gone. That's all gone. I've currently just loaded into the machine old Speckled Hen. So I'm going to review that sometime. So that'll be one of the videos that comes up Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or Boxing Day. I've also got another PD keg that's definitely coming up Christmas Day because that's already been recorded. I've also got Cruise Campo coming up to review. I loaded that in my blade. So I've got that to review. I've also got a couple of bottles, so I'll do some comparison videos as well. So, yeah, but I've got plenty of kegs coming as well. You wouldn't, oh, I got too many kegs, far too many kegs. I got carried away, got tempted by offers on, they were doing 2 kegs with a proper tap handle relating to the kegs that you're buying. And they had a good offer on that. And I went a bit silly in the beer aisles and, yeah, spent too much money, but sod it, it's Christmas, isn't it? Treat yourself. If I can't treat myself, who can I treat if I can't treat myself? That's what I'm trying to say. Ali D, my job is 24/7, so don't get any days off. Oh dear, that don't sound any good. I'm guessing you're on call, are you, or something like that? I won't go into any detail or try and ask too much, but I'm guessing if it's like that, you're probably on call or something. Paul, yeah, can only get the darts on terrestrial TV, binned off Sky Sports and TNT, never to watch it all. Yeah, never in to watch it all. Yeah. I don't blame you because Sky was getting really expensive. That's why I got rid of it, to be honest. It was getting just silly money. I did have all the full package and everything, and for me, I couldn't justify £150 a month for that. It was the internet, but I had like multi-room and Ultra HD, and we had Netflix and that. I just thought, this is getting silly. This is getting silly. So, yeah, so I got rid of it. Yeah, heard about that. Some guy in the crowd got 50k because of his 9-dart. Oh, nice. Nice. That'd have been a fair bet to put on because how often does it happen? It doesn't happen too often, does it? So to actually put a bet on, certainly I'm going to guess whether he put a big amount of money just on a 9-dart or actually Christian kissed to it. I don't know, but I would imagine, yeah, it was either a very big bet or a bit of a proper gambling bet, if you like. 50k be very nice right now, isn't it? Yeah. Or anytime, yeah, I'd quite happily take 50k, mate. Always comes in handy, doesn't it? They say you don't need money to be happy, but it doesn't half take the pain away, doesn't it? Right. Steve, is the Cruise Campo proper one from Seville? Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. We're in the UK now. You know full well what we're going to get. Yeah, it's brewed in the UK, this one. I think there's an awful lot of beers as well on the PD that's starting to get brewed in the UK. Unfortunately, that is how it is. But yeah, I only picked it up because I had a £12 off voucher from Beowulf. So I hadn't reviewed it. I hadn't picked it up. Get £12 off the keg. It certainly takes the pain away a bit more. So I'm hoping when you come up, Steve, you can knock a few of them down for me. I don't think I can handle 14, 16 glasses of that all by myself. I'm going to need some help on that one. It's got to be said. That's it, Ali. Where'd you draw? Yeah, it is. Where'd you draw the line? Oh, hang on. Let's go there. Yeah, so many channels now. Some things on TNT. Yeah, to be honest, like you say, you can only watch one channel at a time. So unless you're going to record it all, it feels like you're paying for a lot of channels that you can only watch so much of. So an awful lot of money. And yeah, that's it. Where'd you draw the line? Ali D has said hello to Yawn. And Dave Jones, old school darts players were better. Eric, Big Jockey, Bobby George. They weren't better players, I wouldn't say. But it was certainly a different atmosphere. Maybe a bit more character to them, I would say. And I've got to admit, I always like watching the BDO darts at Frimley Green, the lakeside. Always a great atmosphere in there. Now it's just all a bit manic and a bit big. And it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same. Yawn is saying, cheers to Ali D. And it's never the same, though. Whether that be the darts, Steve, or the beer. But the beer, I'm not holding much hope out for it. I'll be honest with you. I'm really not. I think it's going to be... There might be a bit of swearing on that video. You never know. Depends what sort of mood I'm in. If I'm feeling generous, it might get away with a little bit of a telling off. If I'm in a bad mood, it might get detention and a few angry words. I don't know. We'll see. I think it was a thing when they were doing it, one person in the crowd was winning by random split. Ah, right. Okay. That's cool. I prefer friend because this bro, what is it? Bro, friend, all the same thing. It's more like a bit of a cooler way, in it. Same friend. They were all piss throwing darts back in the day. They were. Yeah. There's a great sketch as well. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe look for it on YouTube. Smith and Jones. They done like a dart scene. Really good. Where they just drunk loads of alcohol, really. But funny. So go and search it. Smith and Jones. Smith and Jones dart sketch. That's the best thing to do. Search out. 50 Cent say bro. I say friend to people. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit... You've told him now anyway. He'll call you friend now. And I won't call you bro. I'm too old to be calling you bro. That's all a little bit... it's a bit too much, that. Red Devil's in. What's happening, Bazza? How are you, Simon, mate? You okay, pal? I've still got your bottles. I haven't forgotten about them. They're still at my house. Have you got any more home brews on the go? And talking of home brews, I'm going to get my pinter cleaned out properly. I sort of emptied it and give it a quick thing, but I'm going to give it a good clean out and sterilize. And I'm going to be whacking in the Brewdog Punk IPA and having a go at that. So that'll probably come up sometime in the new year because that'll be a couple of weeks by the time it goes on and it's conditioned and everything. So yeah, in the new year, start of the new year, that should be coming up. And I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it'll all go well. And I will say, Simon, with the pinter, it had a low starting gravity, like I said. And I was thinking maybe I hadn't mixed it right, but by the time the pinter was empty, there was no massive unmixed press in there. So I don't know what happened with the reading, but I will say after the live, I did feel a little bit delicate on the Sunday. So I'm not convinced that it's 3.4%, or if it is, my tolerance to alcohol has gone down very much. Gary Ferguson, Spayton, Jupiler, and Hertog, all good on PD, all non-K brewed. Yeah. I mean, it's no secret. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is some good UK brewed stuff on PD, but I just think when you start brewing it in the UK, a certain brand that's been brewed somewhere else, it's always different. It's always different. It's all right saying, water, or we use the same malts, they say, and the same hops and that, but ultimately everything is always different. There's something different. The water's always going to be slightly different, I think. Always going to have its own sort of character. The malts, the hops, are, as much as they can be the same hops, I think they're always going to be slightly sort of different. So Yeah, I remember that sketch. Smith and Jones were brilliant. They were. You're not old like me, are you, Ali? Or have you just seen it on YouTube? Eminem say bro, I say friend. Good man. You stick with friend. Here, you. Here, I got a friend of yours here. Actually, no, I haven't. No, I was going. Well, he might be a bit of a friend, but he's not the friend I was thinking he was. There we go. There we go. Look at that. He's matching your picture almost. He's not the mad doctor scientist bloke, but obviously yours is the chef. But you must have seen him before. No worries. Yeah, Cooper's Irish Stout. Come for a taster. Good man. I'll get round there. Give me some good deals on stuff, and I'll pop round there and I'll drop the glasses off and have a taster. You can bottle one for me as well. I'll give it a review. Gotta love that dirty Burton on Trent water out from Macro Beer. Yeah, they always have that same taste. I don't care what anyone says. You get things from Marston's and what have you. They always have that same sort of taste. And dirty water is probably it does feel like that. It feels like it's dirty water, baby, when you taste it. At the pub, you say cheers, and you say what comes to your mind. Comes to your mind. Oh, right, okay. We say, well, I don't know. We just go in the pub and say cheers. Oh, yeah. There might be a little bit of confusion in how you're coming across there. You don't know. Probably I'm a bit stupid, really. But hey, Baz, all the best for the festive season, mate. And you, John. Hope you're keeping well. Are you managing? Can't get my words out. Are you managing to get around Wrexham easy enough? You know, the high flying Wrexham now. You know, there'll be crowds of people around Wrexham, all looking out for Ryan Reynolds and Channing Tatum and what have you. Or was it all calmed down a little bit? Ali D, I love my classic comedy. Comedy stays garbage. Yet this woke culture doesn't lend itself to good comedy anymore. I'm 39, Bazza. Oh, well, yeah. So you are young. Certainly a damn sight younger than me anyway. Yeah, comedy, I don't think it's the same these days. It hasn't been. I suppose it depends on the generation you come from, doesn't it? You know, I grew, 70s. I was only young in the 70s, obviously. I was born 71, so, come 1980, I was only 9, but sort of like mid to late 70s, early 80s, it was all sort of, Please, sir, in sickness and in health, only fools and horses, Dad's Army, not that I think there was anything offensive there, Rising Damp, Love Thy Neighbour, all things like that. I'm surprised, actually, they've not been banned completely off the internet or something. It does amaze me, really, the way everything is in the world, because you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything or have a joke about anything. But that's how the world is, isn't it? And yes. So we got 19 in. 19 watching. I can't believe it. And old Baz is going to have to crack open another one. Anyone that's late joining and wants to see, let me just get rid of that comment. Sorry, yawn. There we go. Baz is on something local. Stonehouse Brewery, 4.2% pale ale, flip side. Now, this is actually a cask beer, and this is the first cask beer they've actually put back in or put in a bottle for a long, long time. They had their core range from many years ago, which was Station Bitter, Cambrian Gold, and then everything sort of changed, and they've started doing quite a lot of sort of cask ales now, swapping them over regular. But this is the first one they've actually put in bottles, and I have asked them if they can do more, just so I can review them, basically. So I like reviewing their beers. It's always good. What they do need to do, though, is get a website and start sending their beers online to get their name out there. At the moment, I'm the one getting their name out there and posting beers off at a lot of cost to me, gotta be said. But is what it is. Good place as well. So anyone that sort of heads around the shops, Oswestry, Wrexham, Welsh Border, go and pay Stonehouse Brewery a visit. Cracking little place. So we shall move on to a few more comments because I'm just talking a lot of rubbish now. 10. Are you 10? How are you, pal? Spike Milligan and the Pakistani Gary. I've not seen that, to be honest. I've got to admit, I can't think of it offhand. Ali D is a player. He's a fair man, I know that. He's a fair chap. It was calm. It's Mad Friday, so staying away from the town. No free drinks from Ryan tonight. No, I don't suppose he'll be hanging around Wrexham actually tonight, will he? I think he'll probably be staying away from Wrexham for the weekend, I would imagine. I wouldn't be brave enough to go around Wrexham. Not on a night out anyway, and definitely not on a Mad Friday. But you don't need to. We got the Harlequin. I'm going to call it the Harlequin. Paul Greenwood called it the All the Beer No Idea Inn. I'm going to call it the Harlequin because I've got a bar outside in the garden, which isn't actually that way on the screen. It's actually the other way. And I called that the Harlequin. Made a sign for it and everything. So that's what we're going to call this, the Harlequin. Maybe I'll start doing a few lives and actually, doing what everyone else does. Call their lives a pub name or something. And if I do, we'll call it the Harlequin. And we'll stick with that. So, right, what do you think? Who do you think will win the darts? Litter will probably play Luke Humphries in semis. I've not seen the draw, to be honest, but I mean it's hard to. You've got to look at Littler and Humphries to be somewhere near there at the end. They've got to be there in the last four, I would imagine. But you never know, do you? You never know. There's a lot of good players coming through. Mike De Decker is playing well. I don't think you can ever write off Van Gerwen if he finds his form. He's more than capable of beating any of them. Gary Anderson, will he win it? Maybe not, but he's been playing really well this year, so he may have a good run. I'm trying to think of all the other players in there. There's quite a few that sort of dropped away. Who else? It's hard to say. There's a lot of good players out there, and it's a lot of the time it's on the day. It can just be on the day because they can all hit 180s. They can all finish well. If you catch someone having a great day and you're not quite there, you'll get beaten. Michael Smith's going to be there probably somewhere. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Tough one to call. But like you say, Luke Humphries, Luke Littler, fully expect them to be somewhere there, certainly in the last four. It's a shame old Steve Beaton's not there now. He missed out, didn't he, this year? So he's retired now. Would have been good to see him there one more time, but I suppose people would have said that last year. Good to see him there last year. But yeah, it would have been good to see him there. Been a great player. It's Black Eye Friday tonight. There'll be some states in the morning, I would imagine. There will be some states in the morning. I used to be a good chess player, so do play some mind games. Chess, I cannot play. I cannot play chess. To be honest, I can't play darts now, to be honest, very well. So yeah, chess. Yeah, it's too intelligent for me, chess. And don't try teaching Paul John Tame chess. I can't imagine he'd take to it too well. He's a lovely bloke. I just taking the mick. Just taking the mick like I do. Michael Smith won it last year, right? Was it last year? Smith won it, was it? My God, I'm No, Michael Smith didn't win it last year, did he? Luke Humphries won it. Luke Humphries won it because he beat Littler in the final. Would be good to see Gerwin getting far. Yeah, it would. It would, because obviously he's been around a long time. I actually got photos with him in KFC in Blackpool for the World Match Play. He was only 16, 17 then. Him and Vincent van der Voort. But yeah, then he sort of had so much promise when he first come out. That promise sort of disappeared. He lost his form, and then all of a sudden he come along and 2014, wasn't it, I think, when he won the first world title. Yeah, because I got a thing up there. And I think leading up to that, I think maybe 2000, I think about 2012 actually started to play really well, started to sort of dominate. 2012, 2014, 13, 2012, 2013. That's when he really started to, start flying. And then he had a great spell of about 6 years, didn't he? Magnus Carlsen is the best chess player in the world. I would have to take your word on that. I really would, because I am not up on my chess players. I genuinely am not. I think it's one of them things, and chess is one of them. It's not sort of mainstream, is it, for people to watch? It's a very niche market. I think if you're into chess, you probably know all that stuff, and if you're not, you don't. It's not like it's on Sky Sports, is it, every Sunday? It's not. It's not like you get anything like that comes on Sky Sports. So yeah, I apologise for my ignorance on the chess. I do apologise. Liam, are you Liam, mate? Good to hear from you. It's been a while since I've seen you pop up. Hope you and the missus are having a cracking Christmas. Well, not quite yet. I think come Sunday we'll both be sort of end of Sunday. That'll be right. Okay. Most of the stuff would have been sorted out. The house would have been tidy. Well, it'll probably be then where we actually just go, okay, there's pretty much nothing to do now until Christmas Eve, and we can start enjoying it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a few days off. Be good. I may even do a bit of decorating at home in between Christmas and New Year. We live in a housing association house. Obviously, our daughter's special needs. Obviously, she doesn't live at home now, but there was things in this house for someone's special needs or for special needs people. And we had a lift in the house, which went from the kitchen through the floor up to the landing. Now the daughter's not there, so there's no need for that. It was also condemned about 18 months ago, and they finally come and took it out last week, I think it was, or the week before. So we have no lift in the house. Obviously, they had to tidy up and patch things up and that. So the kitchen needs decorating. I've got to sort the top of the landing, which is literally opposite this wall here that I'm pointing to. So I've got this wall in front of me, the other side of it to paint, and then the wall going down that side to touch up as well. So I'll be doing some work, no doubt, between Christmas and New Year at home, which suits me. Don't bother me. I do get bored if I have too much time off. So I like a rest, but I like to keep busy as well. Michael Smith got knocked out last night, first round, did he? Blimey. Yeah, somebody else is saying Michael Smith lost to Kevin Doett's last night. Didn't even realise till I seen now. One big shock already, yeah. And it's funny, he had a couple of years, didn't he, where he was flying. But it just seems to have gone. Peter Wright, gone well and truly off the boil. There's quite a few players that have as well, though, isn't it? When you look at the top sort of 10 now, 16, a lot of different ones. Van der Berg, he's probably going to be there somewhere near the end as well. Dimitri Van der Berg, he's a good player. You have family coming around to yours, Bazzy? Yes. Actually, 2 people who were in the chat before. Brother-in-law and his missus. They're coming up Christmas Eve, I believe, for a couple of days. And we've got the daughter coming round as well for a couple of days. So that's what we've got. And then the day after Boxing Day, my wife's back at work for a day and a half, and then she's off, obviously, because it's a weekend then. So, so we'll have people coming around, and then we'll have a little bit of time to ourselves before we head back to the full-on sort of New Year start again. She has me painting skilled craftsmen like you, demoted to allow a tool like me to make a dick of it. Hey, you're not coming around my house, mate, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to mess up my house. It's quite funny, actually. The builders that come around to take the lift out and patch everything up and what have you. Obviously, my job, painter and decorator. And they replastered bits and what have you and patched up. And they said, don't worry too much about odd little holes here and there and what have you. Don't worry about putting a first coat on the ceiling, on, you know, where you've patched up. I said, it's what I do. It's not a problem. I'm going to decorate anyway. But unfortunately, they had to do it because it's sort of like in the contract or in the job description, and they have to take photos and send it back to Sanctuary Housing and everything. So they ended up doing that, but without being mean, tight, or harsh. Although everything they've painted is covered and everything, and I can't really knock it, the paintwork is a bit rough, if you like. So obviously, and they haven't just touched up the odd bits of plaster. They've literally had to do big sort of areas. So if you like, this wall here behind me, there was only a little thing that come off the wall, but they've plastered it. They've had to do a big patch there. The wall that side, although there was only a line going down it where they had to re-skim, if you like, they sort of made it good, but painted the whole lot, and it's all been done in white. But unfortunately, we've got sort of like a sage green on that wall, and we've got sort of like a light creamy beigey color on this. So I've got to paint all them anyway, because none of them match. And downstairs is a bit rough and ready. I like put my hand over it. I thought, just sand that down now, but it is what it is. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. I got wall sanders and everything, so I'm just going to have to do a bit of that. But I don't mind sometimes. Sometimes when the job's a bit rough and ready, you get a bit more satisfaction out of it when it comes up and looks good, if you like. So Ali saying sorry to James about his comment. Don't worry about it, Ali. Don't worry. What beer or beers are you having Christmas Day? Anything special? I don't think so. No, I don't think there's anything particularly special I will be drinking. No doubt I'm going to have Cruz Campo in the blade. That's definitely not special. Cruz Campo is probably more special needs than special beer, really, to be honest. And then I'll probably end up having Speckled Hen in the PD. And I've got a few beers in the fridge. But I haven't got many sort of spare beers in the fridge to drink. If I'm honest, all the ones that I've got there generally are ones that will be coming up for review. So I might do a couple of reviews over like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Probably will, like, bound to whack a review out or something, or a couple of reviews. So, but I wouldn't say there's. I've got a barley wine off somebody that needs reviewing, but I'll probably put that further back. But yeah, just sort of like standard beers, really. Just standard beers, really. I'll be drinking, so nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy, I'm afraid. What about you, Paul? You got anything decent in? Yeah, Steve's there. That's the one. That's the one who's coming to our house Christmas Eve. That's the brother-in-law. Come on, Basil. What do you know about good paintwork? What are you, a painter or something? I'll tell you what, I get more paint on my clothes. Or what I put on my clothes anyway. If you look at all my work gear, which you probably have, you've probably seen on my videos many a time when I'm doing reviews in my work stuff. Normally it's like get paint on my hands or decorator's cork, and it's wipe it down the front, wipe it down the front. Triple Carmelite, nice. I haven't got that. But if you've got that, that's a decent beer. Will you be getting that from Aldi? They got that in there at the moment. They $5.99. Trying to think what it is in Morrison's. $5.50 in Morrison's. Don't know. Well, I've caught up with the comments, which is nice. Now, I was going to have a little bit of a special rare guest on today, because at the time of asking them, they were up for it. But I don't think they're going to be doing it now. And the guest was me missus, actually. I was going to try and get me missus on for half hour. Get to come on, have a glass of wine or something, and just participate. But we're both a bit knackered. We've done lots of shopping today. Shopping for over 2 hours. Walking around shopping. Drives me up the bloody wall. I was saying to her, look, I said, I just want to go home now. Can we go? Can we get it done and just go home? Dead enough. So, yeah, she's a bit knackered as well. And decided not to. Ali D, Cork is a bitch. Oh, it does. I'll tell you, there is a knack to caulking and using silicone. There's definitely a knack to it. And it doesn't matter how good you can be at it. It's just as easy to get in a mess, even if you think you're quite competent at it. It's so easy to get in a mess. And I am one of them that knows how to get in a mess with it. How are you, Chris? Good of you to pop on. Hope you're keeping well. Beer Dog Reviews. Anyone that hasn't subbed to him, go and check him out. Check out his channel. What is barley wine? What is barley wine? How do you describe it? It's like a really strong ale. I think that is the easiest way to describe it. I couldn't give you a precise. It's almost like a strong Belgian sort of ale. So if you had something sort of along the lines, something like, I'm trying to think, something like, I don't know. It's hard to describe it. Then I think the nearest sort of thing you sort of get to it is sort of like a strong, dark Belgian ale. So if you think of a Belgian ale that's going to be coming in at about 10, 11%, that's quite dark, I'm going to say it's along them sort of lines. I done a Blue Monkey strong pale ale that was 13%. And it reminded me of a barley wine. There was them sort of the notes that you get in a barley wine. Some very malty, sometimes a little bit of sweetness, boozy, but they tend to be really nice. Excuse me if I've got a bit of gas. I had chili con carne for tea and it is repeating on me a little bit with the beer, so I do apologise. Still need to do my shopping Christmas Eve or 23rd penciled in for that. Good man, Ali. Good man. Have you got your presents? My wife does most of the old present shopping. So I think all the presents are sorted now, more or less. It's just odds and sods now. A lot of it was all like food shopping and stuff and what have you. It was so bad, right? Our freezer's quite full. We got one of them sort of like big American sort of freezers. So the freezer side of it is quite big. And it was pretty full. And then we emptied all the bags and she left the freezer side to me. She says, you can do all that because we've got to get all this in there. And I emptied bag after bag. And I'm looking at all this frozen stuff on the side. And I'm like, how the hell am I going to get this in? And I literally squeezed it in. I took things out and I stacked it all proper tidy, like Lego, if you like. And I literally squeezed it in. And the missus come in from outside. I said, look, we cannot buy any more frozen food. I said, you will not get anything in that freezer. It's so full, not even the cold's in there now. Even the cold's come out of there because there's no room for the cold in it. That's how bad it is. So yeah, we were, I think, pretty much, like I say, all the presents are done. Most of the food shopping, obviously, we'll get some fresh stuff, sort of Christmas Eve or Monday or whatever. But yeah, that'll be it then. That'll be it. And I've got plenty of beer in. So we'll move on to the next comment. John 78 got a couple of the Fuller's Vintage Ale from Tesco. It was $4.50 club card price. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that normally is, isn't it? It's only ever Waitrose normally, and I don't. I've only ever had it once. The Fuller's Vintage Ale, which was 2021, and I picked it up in Waitrose, but the nearest one's Chester. So unless you go into Chester, it's not something I would just jump in the car and drive for, if you know what I mean. It's a bit closer for you, John, in Wrexham, but it's a bit of a long trip for me, and it just to go for a beer. But I didn't know it was in Tesco's. $4.50, great price as well. What is it, about 8.4%, something like that, I think. Boo, how do, Boo? How are you? Have you jumped ship? Have you? You've decided to leave Rate My Beer alone. Have you? You've come over to the dark side, or you've left the dark side to come over to here. Welcome to the live. Anyway, welcome to the best online pub you'll find. And that's said in jest. I don't believe that for 1 minute. Fuller's Vintage is lovely. Got a bargain there, John. Didn't know. No, exactly. Yeah, I always thought it was just Waitrose, but maybe they've started to get older. Where did you get it from, John? I know you said Tesco's, but was that Tesco's in Wrexham? Be curious to know that, because obviously I'll travel to Wrexham to pick one up or two. Have you done any brewery visits? I have actually. I've done a couple. I've done the one in Stonehouse, brewery tour there. I done Ludlow brewery tour. I've done that one. Staropramen in Prague. Done that one. But I think that's it. I don't know if I've done any more actually. I think it's only them three I've done. I think. Certainly off the top of my head, they're the three that I know that I've done. Staropramen was, the bar side of it was fantastic. The actual tour thing was a little bit, it was almost like a set route, and you had sort of like speakers going off telling you, and you were moving around with it rather than actually sort of really going into the brewery. You never really saw any of the brewery, but it was clearly a little bit of a tour that they had set up to what, you know, showing you what they brew the beer in and the hops and this, that, and the other. But you never actually sort of went around the actual brewery. I suppose they're too busy and too big to have a bunch of tourists walking around. But certainly the Stonehouse one and the Ludlow Brewing one, because they're smaller breweries, not too busy and what have you. I say not too busy, but, you know, not like something like that. You literally go in there and you'll see the lads working away and that's it. But yeah, it's good. They're interesting. I've got to admit, I do like doing them. It's interesting to see. I got the chips will send to Paul soon. Are they not the Pepper X ones, are they? If they're the Pepper X ones or no. I'm not looking forward to the chip challenge, to be honest. I think I'm looking less forward to the Carolina Reaper that I've got to do. Really not looking forward to that. Even just looking at it scares the living out of me. It looks a scary pepper. It really does, especially when it's dried. It looks all ugly and horrible. That's what they should do on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of it. Whack some of them Carolina Reapers in there, get them to eat that. You wouldn't want to be in the jungle, would you, after having one of them? Cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Tesco by Mecca Bingo Baz. All right, okay. I'll send the missus in there next time she goes to bingo. Send her in there. Banks's is worth a trip before they close it down. All right, yeah. Wolverhampton, is it? Banks's or Walsall? Somewhere there anyway, in the Midlands, and it Banks's is. Probably totally wrong, but I recommend a visit to Hook Norton Brewery, Bazza, if you get the chance. A great tour. Yes, I've seen some things about Hook Norton, and I believe they're the only brewery now that still deliver to local pubs cask beers with a horse and carriage. Does look very cool down there. The only problem is, if I do something like that, that would have to be something where I went down for a weekend to that neck of the woods, because obviously I live quite a way away from there. Be a good sort of like 2-hour drive for me. So it'd have to be something that's me and the missus done something on the weekend or something, to be honest. I'm worn out all this talking. 14 in, so I'm going to let you guys think of something to say or ask or tell me or whatever. And I'm going to have a slurp because I'm getting a bit dry. Oh, peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. I don't know what it's like for you. Like, you're probably not even listening to me. I'm sitting here having to listen to myself. And even I get sick of myself sometimes. Bit of a change in the bar as well downstairs as it happens. If I turn that there, you may well see. There we go. The old sub has been demoted to the office. Discontinued now, and there's only about 4 beers you can pick up for it. So I'm kind of gathering that I'm not going to be getting any kegs for it now, and I'm not going to throw it out, but there's not much point in it being on the bar and taking up a bit more space on the bar downstairs. Well, I suppose there is, but I don't have enough room on that bar anyway, so I thought I'd take it out of there and put it up here. I can still do me videos. And nobody will see it, will they? Nobody will see it. Excuse me. Right. Adnams Brewery. There we go. Steve Gray. The Adnams Brewery tour was great. They're very free with the beer at the end of the tour. Yeah. The only problem is, Steve, if I get carried away on the broadside, I could end up a mess. But if it's on tap, it's 4.10%. So it's a little bit more sensible. But I'd like to do a few more brewery tours. I would. I'd love to go to Belgium. Love to go to Belgium and get in some of the breweries there. That really fascinate me. But I suppose a lot of them, you got a lot of Trappist ones there, and you probably, I don't know. Would you get around and do a brewery tour at a Trappist brewery? I don't know. I do want to get to thingy as well. Mount St. Bernard, the UK Trappist brewery, which is Leicestershire. I think it's very near to Colville. I did want to go down there, pick some beers up off them, but never got round to doing it because the beers I wanted weren't in the brewery shop. They were actually in the brewery, which only sells beers on a Friday and a Saturday at certain times or whatever. And I only wanted to go there. Well, didn't only want to go there, but I was down in Coventry, so I was going to take a bit of a detour and head home on the way, if you like. But that went out the window, and then I thought I can't be asked to do another 4-hour round trip in the same week, so I didn't. So there you go. Yeah, it's a fantastic spot over there. Cotswold ain't far, so you could do Hawkstone at the same time. Like, yeah. I want to try that Hawkstone Black. Is that what it's called? The stout. Apparently, it's supposed to be very, very good, but rather pricey if you buy it online, isn't it? Or rather pricey considering what it is, if you like. Get the Meandering Man on as a replacement star guest sometime. Meandering Man, which one are we on about? Or are you on about that one who ponders a lot? Are you on about that one? If you go on a Trappist brewery tour, you've got to do confession. I don't think I'd ever get out. I don't think they'd let me out, would they? I'd have to tell a couple of porkies, which would then be a confession, wouldn't it, really, I suppose? I'd tell a couple of porkies and then go in and confess that I've told a couple of porkies. That's the way to do it. So there we go. Caught up with all the comments, and I've been going 52 minutes. And we got 16 watching. I can't believe it, to be honest. Like I said early on at the start of the stream, I know a lot of people on a Friday do their streams, no doubt. Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer, obviously Rate My Beer. Beer Monster's probably got a live going on. Simo may well be doing a live, I'm not sure. But he said he was going out Saturday, actually, so maybe he isn't. So I'm quite surprised I've got the people in watching. Yeah, I don't think that man will be coming on here. There's no bad feeling. I'm just not a fan of him, if you know what I mean. After what's gone on in the past, and I'm not shy to say that. I was going to buy some of that Hawkstone Black this Christmas, but they're all sold out. Bloody hell, there dudes. Was it about a tenner in it? Was it a bit more than that? 10, 12 quid for 4 cans, is it? You know, if it's a good stout, it's a good stout. But it's got a, you know, it's a bit like anything, isn't it? It's supposed to be sort of like their version of Guinness, if you like, which is great if it's good. But then because Guinness is so easy to pick up, it's very hard to sort of go and spend that money when you can get a Guinness for a lot less, if you like. But I suppose that's down to the person, individual. I've been known to spend way more money than I need to on a beer when there's something maybe of very similar cost or very similar standard, but maybe half the price. I've been known to do that. But I'm a bit of a wally, me. So. Oh, right. Let's take that off again. So, what is everyone's plans over the weekend? What are you doing, Steve? What are you doing over the weekend? What is Ali D doing over the weekend? What is Tent doing over the weekend? Tell me. I'm a nosy sod. I can't sit here and have nothing to say. Be a little bit boring, wouldn't it? Be like watching the test card. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. We'll have a little bit of fun now, because we all know I'm a bit of a daft sod. The all the beer, no idea test card. Or should it be that way? Or should it be that way? I don't know. There we go. I'll be the girl. That can be Humpty Dumpty or whatever it was. That'd be a piece of chalk. All right. Okay. There we go. We got some comments. Good lads and ladies, if there's any ladies in it still. Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but nothing from that company. No, you don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big thing with beer, isn't it? People say, "Whoa, I don't want to pay that; it's expensive." But I think it's like anything. There's always things that are expensive, but if they're good, it doesn't matter so much. It doesn't matter so much, you know. If what you're getting puts a smile on your face, or you enjoy it, or it's another level, it doesn't matter how much things cost to a certain extent. It really doesn't. As long as it's good and you feel like it's maybe value for money. I'm going to miss that one because I want to come back to this one. Have you tried Conor McGregor Forge? No. Unfortunately, where I am, I've not seen it in Asda. I know it was released in Asda. Probably, how long would it be now? Probably be 12 months ago, if not more. But I've never seen it anywhere. So, and I'm not one to go out shopping everywhere all the time. Who wants to do that? It's too much hassle. But yeah, if I get a chance, if I see it, I get a chance, I will pick it up and have a look at it and give it a review. Again, the same with the Hawkstone, really. Steve's on call, so slow weekend. Take it easy, ready for when you come up here, Steve. We'll get you drunk and everything. Because we're good. We're good like that here. We're good like that. I see Jeremy Clarkson has done it. I tell you what, I want to put my teeth in. I can't get my words out. I see Jeremy Clarkson has done a deal with Marston's to sell Hawkstone Lager in some of their pubs. The Poachers in Chirk is one. Okay. I'll tell you what, as long as it doesn't change, which it shouldn't do, as long as they're brewing it, it should still be. But I bet you it'll be bloody expensive. But as we say, everything's expensive. I bet you'll be paying £6 a pint for that. And it's a nice enough lager. It's all right. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's pretty decent on PD. I'm not going to knock it, but it's not £6 a pint, is it? And I reckon that is along the lines of what they're going to be charging you for it. Working morning, rugby tomorrow afternoon, then hunkering down for another storm hitting us on Sunday. Well, if it's any consolation, Ali, I think, well, we've had it pretty bad here. I don't know what it's like where you are, but we've had it pretty bad and we always get shit weather. So you kind of get used to it, don't you? I mean, luckily I haven't got the work in the morning, which is good, but I've got to shoot out early on to pick up a sprayer, and then I've got to be back for a delivery because the wife's going out. But other than that, yeah, I'll be doing the same as you. Get settled indoors and that's it. Chinese for tea. And Bob's your uncle. Have they pulled it because of the allegations against him, as it was awesome? Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I mean, when did the allegations come out? I know has that been an ongoing thing from quite a while ago? But I know I seen something the other day about it. Well, he was done for it, wasn't he? I think he's the court thing. He's actually lost his case or something, isn't he? I think, but I could be wrong. But yeah, obviously supermarkets, anything anyone does now, oh, we don't want to be associated to him. We can't be selling his beer or whatever. It's very much like that. It's the world we live in, which I'm not saying is totally wrong. You know, there's certain degrees of stuff that I guess you don't want to be associated with. But I suppose selling the beer, I don't know. It's good, but it's hard to get. So it's pulled, Ali. Right. Not sure. I know Tesco pulled his whiskey. Oh, right. Okay. Are you Giuseppe? Giuseppe's come on, one of my new subs who come over. Well, I wouldn't say come over to me. I think he found me through PJT at Rate My Beer. But he started to watch me, and it's great. So thanks for coming on, Giuseppe. Much appreciated. And your interaction on my videos. Been enjoying your advent calendar reviews. Yeah, I'd like to think most of my reviews are worth watching, but each to their own, isn't it? I suppose not everyone's a fan of everyone, are they? But yeah, hopefully I'll let you into a secret that today's one was actually not bad. Not bad. The last 2 days have been good. And today's one, which will be up tomorrow, if you like, that weren't bad, despite it not being a big beer, shall we say. But hopefully the rest after that, I'm hoping the last 3 days, hopefully I'm going to get some bangers, especially hoping that the Christmas Eve one is going to be a banger. But as I say, not holding out too much hope. But we'll see. We'll see. So thanks for coming on, Giuseppe. Thank you, pal. Yeah, we had no electric for 5 days last time. Trees down everywhere. We weren't that bad. Well, our house where we were, trees were down, certainly locally to us, and there were people without electric. Our daughter actually had no electric. She was at ours, actually. I think their electric went off last Saturday. And she was at ours till dinner time Sunday. Somebody had messaged and said all the electric's back on and everything. So they disappeared on Sunday about dinner time. They went back. So they not 5 days, obviously. Day and a half, if you like. But yeah, you don't need that, do you? But I suppose things happen, don't they? If you're either lucky or you're not. But I'm guessing it probably isn't the first time it's happened in your time, Ali. So I'm not going to say you get used to it, but you sort of do in a certain way. You know it could happen. The Urban Viking Ale review. Now, this is a bloke that people should sub to and go and have a watch. He's a good chap. He's a good chap. JB put me onto him, Northern Southerner. I started watching him, and I like his reviews. Very different to me. I'm a little bit, I don't want to say OTT, but I'm maybe a little bit in your face or whatever. This man is Mr. Laid Back, but his reviews are good. Reviews are good, and I like watching him. Just sort your camera out, please, Dave. Be nice to see you on a bigger screen rather than that little bit. It's just in case you just turn your camera on. Anyway, that's Evening Baz. I was tempted to crack the bottle of Scrumpy in the fridge, but I'm behaving myself tonight. Good man, good man. I'll tell you what, you buy some beers, don't you? And you whack through them reviews. I know, like, I'll go on YouTube, and all of a sudden there'll be like 6 new videos of yours. I'm like, Jesus Christ, do you whack them out in one sitting or something? Or are they from ages ago and then obviously we only see them now, so it looks like you've done loads or something? I don't know. Let me know. Forge Stout still on sale in Wrexham Asda last week. I've never seen it there, John. So maybe it's just sold out whenever I've been there. Maybe it's maybe I've never been to Wrexham, I don't think. I don't know. I think I have, but I haven't noticed it there. I know Shrewsbury, I've been there a couple of times and never seen it there, but maybe I'll have to go there as well. So we got the Fuller's Vintage Ale that I need to go to Tesco for in Wrexham, and then need to go to Asda to get the Forge Stout. Pardon me. I knew that was coming. To apologise. Definitely not Paul there, my local Asda. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen it in Shrewsbury. The times I've been there, never seen it in Shrewsbury. I think that happens sometimes, doesn't it? You're not far from me. I'm in Mid Wales, Bazza. All right, where are you, Ali? If you don't mind saying, roughly. I'm not after any address or postcode or nothing like that. How many Christmas jumpers have you got, Baz? I've got 4, mate. I thought I had 5. And I thought that last year. And it was only when I went in to get my jumpers out that I realised I only had 4. And one of them, the green one with the penguin, funny enough, I was talking to the missus tonight. We was on about many Christmases ago. Probably one of the first ones when we got together. Or one of the earlier ones anyway, for definite. We're talking about the daughter Christmas Day, some memories come up on Facebook. And I remember some of the pictures from that date. And I had that penguin jumper then. So that penguin jumper is probably about 10 years old. probably about 10 years old. So I've had my money's worth out of that. The little one, I think, was $7.99 about 3 years ago. And then one of them's from Giacomo, and one of them is, I think, either a Next or a Sainsbury's one. I think they were a bit more expensive, but they're really good quality, really thick, and they're really warm actually. So I've got a few jumpers, but they've lasted. They still look good. They're not falling apart. Got to have a Christmas jumper in you. Got to have. I got blanked. You wouldn't get blanked, mate. You wouldn't get blanked. You won't be ordering another beer 50. To be honest, Ali, I didn't order it. My missus, it's part of a Christmas present for me. And my missus ordered it. And I don't know what's in the box. I haven't looked or nothing, but she looked. And she went through, this is how much effort she went to. And that's why I appreciate her getting it. She went through my videos and that on YouTube to see if I'd actually reviewed any of them. And I think she said, I think there might be one beer in there that you've had out of the 24. So far, I've had none. There's no beers that I've had so far. So it's not about me buying it, but it's about the missus. But, you know, I appreciate it. It's not been great, but that's the good thing about doing this. You do get a lot of shit beers. You get a lot of poor beers, a lot of average beers. And here and there, you get some really good ones. And I would say there's been half a dozen maybe in this box that have been really pretty good, to be honest. Really pretty good that you can't argue. But I would say you buy these advent calendars, you know you're going to pay over the odds. She did get a pre-order and probably got it 20 quid cheaper than what you'd normally pay for it. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go out and order one myself personally. If I did, I don't even know if I would. I'd probably treat myself to 24 beers or something, or something stupid. Buy some expensive ones, spend a silly amount of money, and make a box up myself and get me missus to randomly do them or something in the box. But yeah, it's been a bit of fun. That's what it is. It's a bit of fun, and it's a bit of content out there, and it's a few more beers I've tried from different breweries, because there's been a lot of breweries there as well in that box that I've not tried. So I always like doing that. New stuff's always good. It's always good. Urban Viking, our review. I'm going to go all out and tilt the phone to landscape next review. I usually do a few sessions. Yeah, I just think it's better, mate. I think it'll be better. I think when I first started, I remember the first half a dozen videos I'd done, I always had my phone that way, standing up, and they were like tiny little screen. And I thought to myself, this looks, and I don't even know why I stood it up like that. And I think it was just random. One day I turned it sideways. All of a sudden the thing went bigger. And I just think it's better. I just think, you want to see the full picture. Not that you necessarily miss anything else, but the main bit is in the middle that you do. But yeah, I think that'll be good. That'll be good. Do that. I like that. And you usually do a few sessions over 2 days and then nothing for a week. Oh, okay. I mean, at the moment I'm doing them daily, obviously with the advent calendar, and I'll probably I will have like I said, a couple coming up Christmas Eve, couple Christmas Day, couple Boxing Day. I've already got up until the 31st or the 1st of the new year with reviews. Well, I've done the odd extra review, but I only ever want to really release one a day, because I think if you do too many, one, it's too much for you personally when you're drinking, and two, it's too much for people watching you. I think if you start whacking out review after review after review sometimes and uploading them, releasing 3 in a day, I think some of them videos get lost. People sort of pass them by. They think, oh, well, I've seen that video. I can't be asked to watch anymore. And before you know it, a couple of days has gone and maybe half of your videos haven't been watched. So, you could say the same by doing one a day, but I think one a day, it's 5-10 minutes out of somebody's time to go and watch it, unless you're me, and it's about 13 minutes, which I do need to try and cut down, but unfortunately that's the way I do them. Right, Carmarthenshire, not far from the Heart of Wales line. Goes from, oh, right, okay. Shrewsbury trains, aren't they great? Fair play to the missus for doing that, Baz. That's lovely. Yeah, to be fair, right? Me doing videos and what have it does get on her tits at times. I know that. I know it annoys her. But when it comes to the beer thing, she doesn't know what to get me after time. She will always look for beers and what have you. And I appreciate that, the fact that she actually takes the time to go out and try and get different stuff. Obviously, she doesn't know what's a good beer. I don't know what's a good beer. What's a good beer until you try it? You don't know. But yeah, unless you start spending 10 quid on every single beer you buy, which is probably the only way you'd expect to get something good. But even then, you could have a stinker. But yeah, I do appreciate her doing that. And it's good. Like she said to me, she goes, "Oh, you're running out of beer." She'd heard me saying I'm running out of beer, and that's why she done it. So I'd have some more reviews to do. So that was good of her as well. The little beer suitcase should be all year round. What, like the German thing, that one, or literally just do a little beer suitcase full of beer all the time. Yeah, definitely agree. So I'm guessing you are talking about the German box. German box, a fantastic box. Actually, the brother-in-law had one of them off me the other year. I managed to get 3 cases and gave him one. Some great beers in there and good value as well. 25 quid for 10 bottles of a 250ml beer. I know some people say, "Oh, well, it'd be cheaper in Germany. Oh, you'll get it for a euro there or something, or euro 20." But we're paying £2 a beer now, aren't we? Yeah, even in supermarkets for a standard sort of bog standard beer, you're paying 2 quid. Even the little 330s now. If you look at 4-pack of them, yeah, they do them. They do them in 4-packs, don't they? Well, obviously do them in 4-packs. That's what I've just said. But whereas they used to be sort of maybe 4 for 6 quid or something, I don't know. Or individually, there was something like 220. But they've gone up. They've gone up. I mean, you're looking at some of them little can 4-packs, like 8 quid, aren't they? And then what they try and do is say, "Oh, 2 for £10.50, don't they?" So it brings the price down. So they do come down there, but you've got to buy in bulk to get that sort of discount with them, isn't it? But beers aren't cheap. Beers aren't cheap. Used to be what? Free. The big bottles, weren't they? Used to be something like £2. £2 each. And you get like four for a fiver, or 3 for a fiver, or 4 for 6 quid. But now, like, prices have gone up again. So I've caught up with everyone. A few people have disappeared, but we still got 9 of you in, and I like that. That's good. We're an hour and a quarter in. I'm going to get the rest of that beer in my glass, and then any minute, well, once I finish this, I will disappear for 30 seconds and go and get myself another couple of beers. I'll probably stay on. Well, I'll maybe stay on till 9 o'clock, so that'll be 2 hours then. I'm going to spend some time with my missus, although she's probably enjoying it. She'll be sitting downstairs, and if I'm correct, she'll probably be watching Victoria on Netflix, because she likes all that sort of stuff. So she'll probably be watching that. So if I go down, I might actually disturb her and annoy her. And what I'll probably definitely do is start talking to her. Doing that thing that women like doing when a bloke's watching a program, they like to come in and start talking. And then they annoy you. So if I go downstairs by 9 o'clock, that's probably what I'll end up doing to her, annoying her by doing that. But we'll see. We'll see. But I will disappear in a minute once this has gone, and go and get a top up. Be Stonehouse beers again. Urban Viking as well, by the way. I need to chase every up as well for them beers I sent you. I'm gutted that they haven't got there. I really am. More because, I wanted you to try them and that. But I had sent you 4 beers and a Stonehouse glass. I mean, maybe you'll be lucky. Maybe they'll turn up, but I'm not convinced they will. But yeah, it would have been nice to see you try them all. Have a good weekend, Baz, and looking forward to the rest of the Advent beers. Thank you, Urban. Thank you, Dave. Speak to you again some point. Definitely. Look after yourself, pal. And Giuseppe's back. Beers aren't cheap here in Australia either. Alcohol is highly taxed. It's pretty highly taxed here, mate. The annoying thing is, I would say over here, is beers are taxed anyway, highly taxed. But once you start getting over a certain ABV, then they just whack even more tax on. And the worst thing is, I would say, is most of the good beers are stronger, in my opinion. Most of the good beers are stronger beers, which makes them even more expensive. So that's really frustrating. You know, we pay too much tax on beer anyway, and so many of them beers are pretty bloody dreadful, to be honest. It's really annoying. I know I asked Sammy from Short and Stout. I'm sure you've watched him or seen him. He was saying he picked up, actually sounded like quite a good deal. He got 2 boxes. There were 16 beers in the one, 24 in the other. And I think they were decent sized cans. I don't know what the size, I'm going to guess 440ml cans, if you like. I don't know what you have in Australia, if they're 440s or not. But I think they were all sort of like 440ml cans. And a few of the reviews I watched, they were quite strong beers. And I think he said he paid $200 for these 2 boxes. So he's got 40 beers. Like $200, £100 in UK money. Because I went straight on the old converter to see how much $200 was, which was pretty much £100. So he had 40 beers for £100, which in UK money works out £2.50 a beer. 440ml cans, quite high ABV. So I actually thought that was quite a decent deal. So I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound too bad. To you, it might be over there. I don't know what the sort of the earnings and everything is over there, but that actually sounded, not too bad, to be honest. So, but I don't know if you get taxed more than us. I don't know. Ali, again for some grub, Bazza. Great to see you on. Have a cracking Christmas, if not before then. Yes. Okay, Ali. Excuse me. Enjoy yourself, pal. Fill your belly. Enjoy your beer. Hopefully, I might see some comments off you with some other videos. If not, have a good Christmas and look after yourself. Paul Greenwood, late as Ali. All the best, pal. I thought Paul was going to say, I'm off, mate. I'm off, Baz. And I was getting ready to say, see you, Paul. But Paul's not going yet by the looks of it. And sounds like we're in the same boat with expensive alcohol. Yeah, I'm also sub to Sammy, yeah. He seems a top lad, to be fair. He seems a top lad. But some of them beers look really good. We get good beers over here, but you do tend to have to pay. General rule of thumb, I would say, is you have to pay good money for them. You have to pay good money for them. Where are you from originally, Baz? I am from Epsom Downs, Surrey. So if you've heard of Epsom Downs, I'm sure you have the Derby. I was literally 5 minutes away from Epsom Racecourse. So Surrey, there was 3 sort of like little areas very close to each other. So Burheath, Tadworth, Banstead, all sort of on the border of each other, if you like. I think it was classed as Burheath I was in. But like, yeah, you got Banstead and Tadworth, which are all sort of in that area. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Southerner. Moved up to Oswestry in 1987. My mum moved up here. I was just finishing off my exams. Didn't fancy moving up here. Had a strop because I was at that age. She said, well, if you want to stay down here, stay down here. And that was it. But I ended up moving up here. Would I change it now? Probably not, the way the world's got. I think when you move from somewhere, say Surrey and that, everything is very different there. And at 15, coming 16, you're at that sort of age, and you don't want to move away from your friends. So to move miles away was a big move. Any good breweries there? Where I am, Tent, or in Epsom. I couldn't tell you in Epsom, to be honest. I think there is one in Yule. I think the place is Epsom and Yule, if you like. But they're trying to think what it was. I think there is one big smoke brewery. I think is sort of down Epsom. I don't know anything else otherwise. The water is too hard. What, in Epsom would it be? I'm guessing. We have hard water here. It's not very good water here, to be honest. We get our water from Liverpool. We do. But the only sort of breweries, well, it's not only this. There are a few breweries around here, to be honest. But like anything, I suppose no breweries on your doorstep. The Chalk, yeah, the Chalk, yeah. So obviously on about Epsom there. But yeah, I mean, where I am, obviously, I've got Stonehouse from the Downs. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm with you there, Tent. I'm with you there. For once, I'm actually on the ball. That makes a change. But around here, yeah, we've got Stonehouse Brewery, which is in Oswestry, just outside Shrewsbury, in a place called Hadnall. We've got Salopian Brewery. They do some cracking beers. They do some cracking real ales as well. I think once a month, the first Friday every month, Friday, Saturday, they have like the tap room open and they do food on and what have you, but it's getting there. We got Polly's from Mould. So they go in a different direction. They're sort of going over the border into Wales. They're opening a tap room in Mould actually next year. So I will be visiting there. I'll be looking forward to that. You've also got Havard Brewing Co. out of Mould. Got to say, not too impressed with a lot of their beers. I've had a couple that are all right. What else we got? Monty's Brewery. That's in Montgomeryshire. So past Welshpool, which is 15 miles from me. So you're probably talking, the Shrewsbury one's probably about 20 mile away from us. Stonehouse Brewery is literally a mile and a half down the road. Polly's in Mould is probably 25 mile. Havard Brewing Co. 25 mile. Monty's Brewery is probably about 25 mile, maybe 20 mile to that. So there are breweries around here. There was a brewery in Chester. That's about 30 mile, 35 mile. Wasn't too impressed with them, to be honest. Yeah, we're not sort of flooded like some of the big cities or anything, but we have got a few breweries around here that are quite decent, you know. A lot of it tends to be not so much craft beer, if you like, but more real ale stuff. That's what people like more around here, and lower ABVs as well. So we got 9 in people watching, and I caught up with the comments. That's nice. That's nice. Well, here we go. Here we go. Anyway, what do I want Santa to bring me? To be honest, I've not even thought about it. Obviously, I've had that Beer 52 case from the missus. That was sort of like part of a Christmas present. But I've not asked for anything. I've not thought about wanting anything. I really haven't. So I haven't got a clue, really. I haven't got an absolute clue. The missus has got a big box in the front room for us. And she's told me it's not beer. She's told me it's not beer. She might just be telling me little porkies, to be honest. But normally I end up getting beer off her. But she's told me it's not beer. So I'm curious to know what it is. It'd be interesting to know what it is. But I haven't got a clue what anyone is getting me. I've not asked for anything. I've not been asked what I want. So I don't know. Whatever comes will come. I mean, I suppose beer is always good. Beer is always good, isn't it? You can always, especially with me doing this, doing the lives or doing reviews, beer is always good because it's content. It's free content. And the good thing is, yeah, winning lottery ticket would be great, mate. I'll tell you what, that would be nice. That would be really good. And not necessarily a £10 winning lottery ticket, one that would, you know, 50 grand or something, or £100,000, or even maybe the big one. You know, I wouldn't mind. 3 million would be fine in my bank account. I could live with that. I think we'd all like that, Tent, wouldn't we? We'd all like that. But no, I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm bound to get some beer. I've not asked for anything. in particular. So just see what happens. I got me missus a good present. It's her birthday, actually, New Year's Day. So I've got to rejoin Christmas and birthday. And I'm not saying a word online about this. I'm not going to say anything because it's a surprise. And she was moithering me today, saying, "Oh, what you got? What you got? What you got?" So I'm not saying a word, not even on here, just in case she watches or somebody says something. Barry, try if you can get Kilkenny Red Ale. Yeah, I remember that from ages ago. Well, certainly Kilkenny. I'm guessing, was it Kilkenny just Red Ale anyway? Was it? I'm trying to think what I see. Caffrey's I see locally to me. Caffrey's. Don't think I've seen Kilkenny. Yeah, I mean, if I see anything different that I've not seen for a while, I would pick up. I do like finding different things. And it's good to try them. But I do remember, was Kilkenny always like a red ale? Is that what it always was back in the day? Because we had like Murphy's and we had Beamish and we had... I'm trying to think. I'm certain there was something else. Hopefully Kilkenny as well. I always say the sort of like stout things that a lot of the Irish beers, when they come over, it was like that. I don't know if Paul Flynn's actually saying, yes, like this stream and share and subscribe and all that lot. But yeah, feel free to like the live. That will be very handy. Apparently it makes my figures look better and gets my name out there a bit more. So always appreciated. But if you don't want to, it don't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. It's not end of the world, but yeah, feel free if you want to. Doesn't cost nothing, does it? Don't cost nothing. Right. Guinness and Smithwick's had a baby and made it beautiful. Smithwick's. I think JB's had some of theirs, hasn't he? Smithwick's is Irish, isn't it? I'm certain that's Irish, isn't it? Because I'm certain JB's had some of theirs, Northern Southerner. Mixing your beer. You've been watching too much, JB, actually, if you start mixing beer. He's a bit of a bugger for that. He has some right concoctions, doesn't he? I think I'd done a Guinness Shandy once. I've done about 4 videos of real weird beer mixes. And that's because Dean from Dean's Beer Reviews, I remember him saying he went to a restaurant and he ordered an IPA or something, or he ordered a shandy, a bit of shandy. And they basically come back with an IPA shandy, and he said it was a bit odd. So when he told me that, I thought, you know what, I'm going to weird beer styles. So I think I've done a Guinness shandy, I've done an IPA shandy, I've done something else as well. So yeah, maybe I'll have to start going down there. Some different videos rather than standard beer reviews. I know I need to do some different stuff. Because no doubt it probably gets a bit boring, doesn't it? The same old thing, doesn't it? I know JB does quite a few different things. Paul does a lot of different stuff. Rate My Beer. Comment above. Don't forget Wrexham Lager, Baz. They dropped the bootlegger lager just before it's... Yeah, I heard Wrexham Lager had been bought by Rob and Ryan. So Wrexham Football Club actually own Wrexham Lager now. And it's all in... It's in America now, all over the place. Is that why they dropped it? Bloody hell. I can't believe it. Hey, that's the world we live in, John, isn't it? That really is the world we live in. Unreal. I used to quite like the bootlegger. I like their export lager that they had. I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of Wrexham beers. I've not had the 4% lager. I'm pretty certain I wouldn't like that. The export was good. Bootlegger I've had. Not Pilsner enough for me, the bootlegger. And they got the Wrexham Pilsner as well. Or was that the bootlegger? I'm not sure. Can't remember now. I don't know if they've changed it to that. But they weren't Pilsner enough for me. They're very bready and almost more Hells-like for me, to be honest, in my opinion. But that's just my thoughts on it. Doesn't really matter. So we're back. Baz is still here, still talking. I do need to drink that quick. So I will get that down me. any second now, and I will go down and get myself another one, which will be another Stonehouse beer. It's probably going to look a little bit murky. I sent one away to Liam, who used to be deep in Brews Reviews, who has shut his channel down now, which is a shame. Shut his channel down. He's moving and everything, and he said, "Oh, well, I'm not really happy about the channel and that," so he shut it down. But I sent him a few Stonehouse beers, and he had the plus minus, which is what I'm about to go and get, and he said it was oxidized and very bitter and all that lot, and he couldn't finish it. So I don't know. We'll see. I've got 2 bottles left. It was only one of my bottles anyway that I sent him. So we'll see. I know that it does look, their beers have started to look very sort of dirty and murky, and really it shouldn't be bloody oxidized, really, but it could be. Have you done an Oktoberfest? I haven't done an official Munich one, mate. I don't have a bucket list of things to do, but that is one thing that would be a bucket list item. I would love to go to Munich. I would love to piss off to Germany for a week, say, and visit the tents. Need a small fortune, obviously, to do it, because I know prices are massive as well. Huge prices on things like that, especially if you're in Munich as well. But that is one thing that I'd like to do. I held a little Oktoberfest at my house, if you like. I had 3 perfect drafts at the time. Well, I had 2, I had 2 perfect drafts, the standard ones, and the father-in-law brought his one round. So I set up the bar area where you see a lot of my reviews, decorated it, had all that like German blue and white checkered diamond tea tablecloth, if you like. I had all German beers on pretty much, bunting all around. I got one of these silly sort of, it's like a picture with holes in. So you know these things where you put your face through and you take silly pictures. It was one of them. So I had to sort of like tie it up on the wall, and then you just stood behind it, put your face through, and had silly pictures of that. And I had loads of bunting all around the place. We had German music on. I had all the lederhosen on. The women had their bloody dirndls on and what have you. So it was a good crack. That was a really good crack, actually. That was 2019. And then obviously COVID kicked in, so we never got around to doing it. But I may well do another one at home at some point. And I've done about 3 years in Shrewsbury, at Shrewsbury Oktoberfest. Now, you do get some German beers there. ABK are there. There's a Welsh brewery, actually, that specialise in German-style beers. I think there was another brewery. The Hofmeister were there. But then you get a lot of local stuff. So things like Hobson's or cider companies or Wye Valley or, you know, Jules Brewery, all local sort of breweries there. But there's plenty of beer on tap. They do loads of stuff there. Massive tent, music, comedy show, silent disco. With the silent disco, I don't know, but people do it. But yeah, normally have a good crack, but we didn't manage to go this time, which was a shame. And funny enough, all the ones that we normally go with actually moaned about it. But I think that was just them, really. That was just them saying, "No, it's a bit boring. It's a bit boring." So yeah. The Lowenbrow logo. Where? What about it? What about the Lowenbrow logo? You'll have to be a bit more specific on that one, my friend. Bootlegger now brewed in Manchester by Manchester Union Breweries. Oh, 4.5%. Yeah, because it used to be 5, didn't it? Yes. Yes, got you now, mate. Sorry. When I talk too long, when people comment, I know it's the same when I watch people. You'll put a comment up and somebody won't see it for 10 minutes. And I swear they look at it and they think, what the hell's he on about? And they just bypass it. But yeah, the blue and white squares, Lowenbrow sort of thing. Let me just go back to John's comment as well. Yeah. Bootlegger now brewed in Manchester. So did they sell the rights to Bootlegger and the recipe to Manchester Union Brewery then? Is that what's happened with that? But yeah, it used to be 5%. Did used to be 5%. That's a shame it's dropped, but typical sign of the times, isn't it? Beer's being lowered in ABV. It annoys me. What do you think of Bully Boy going out? To be honest, James, I only heard earlier on. I haven't watched any of the darts this week so far. I may get to watch some while we're off. I'm not a massively social person when people come around and what have you. So, you know, there might be times I fancy watching a bit of darts, or we'll just put the darts on in the front room and everyone has to lump it. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm quite happy. You know, we got watch it upstairs as well. But yeah, it's a bit of a shock, isn't it? A bit of a shock. His form has dipped a little bit lately, but you always get that, don't you? There's always shocks in these big competitions. Somebody has a good run. There's bound to be a bit of an outsider that has a really good run, maybe gets to the semis or something, you know, that tends to happen. But yeah. Good player as well, Bully Boy. Good player. Right. I am just going to quickly sup that up. So we'll get that off the screen just for a second, James, if that's all right with you. Going to sup that up, and then I'm going to disappear downstairs. Literally, I will be 30 seconds and get another beer, and I'll come back and we'll carry on talking. So back in a ticky too. Not on the video. I'm still on the live now. Oh, we are back. Don't put your bottle there, Baz. Not on your phone, you daft old bugger. Right. We are back. Blimey, more people come in when I disappeared. There was more people watching me when I wasn't here than when I was here. I always leave a lasting impression. I'm just going to turn that up. Right. Wears me out running up and down the stairs and all. That's what will be going on now. Stonehouse Brewery plus minus. It's a hazy double dry hopped pale ale, 5.3%, but it has been in my fridge for a while. So I'm going to turn it upside down, give it a little bit of a spin, because the old sediment does settle. What are you doing, cat? Pardon me again. That's a problem when you have chili. It does repeat on you. And it was a lovely chili as well. It's got to be said, homemade one. So, God, all this talking, running up and downstairs, proper unfit, aren't I? Too much food and too many beers is not good enough for you. And that's not what James is saying, but he probably agrees. Yeah, he's not been chucking well for a while. MVG is on there. Yeah, MVG's another one as well, isn't he? Not only Michael Smith, but MVG's. He's hit and miss, but if that comes back, he's deadly. But I think he's very settled now, isn't he? With his missus, old Daphne. I think he's got 2 kids now, hasn't he? So I think it's a case of him probably hasn't got that hunger that he used to have many moons ago. But Gary Anderson's playing very well. Does look very murky, but we'll see. It does look a bit oxidized, doesn't it? That don't look good, does it? That really don't look good. Should be all right, though, shouldn't it? How long does it take a beer to sort of oxidize and look bad? Somebody answer me that. I will go through the comments, but somebody answer me that. They just washed their hands of it, Baz. Carl took back the rights to it, right? Was he making money out of it then, that Carl then? Ready for the sink, that beer. This one, yeah, I mean, it don't look promising, does it? On the screen, it definitely looks worse than what it is. The thing is, there's nothing wrong in the smell. Normally, an oxidized beer does smell funky, doesn't it? I wouldn't say there's anything particularly wrong with it either. Nothing wrong with it. It doesn't look very good, does it? And that's the thing. I've had plenty of beers that, I mean, there's masses of sediment in there. I think it's one of them. There's so much sediment in there, maybe, that me stirring it and shaking it up make it look worse. It's like getting the dregs out of a keg of Frankie Royal. Always looks awful, but always tastes really good. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it, but do I think it's 100% right? Maybe not. I don't know. But need to take that up with Stonehouse, actually, because generally their beers were always absolutely spot on. And their days to come, I think there was an issue with that. And that certainly not as vibrant as it used to be. I don't know. Maybe it depends on, I don't know, certain bottles, whether you have got all the stuff when it's been bottled all going in. I don't know. Right. Do you have a pick for Fury Usyk rematch? To be honest, Usyk, I think, he's like Holyfield, I think, back in the day. Holyfield, although was like a cruiserweight, light heavyweight, he took that step up to heavyweight. Maybe didn't have the punching power of a full blown heavyweight, and I think Usyk is the same, if you like. Fury, I don't know, I look at so much boxing these days, and it all seems to be just a big payout. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, in all honesty, right? Usyk won the first match, Fury wins this, and we have another big fight, and it's another big payday for the boxers, and people spend loads of money on shit and what have you. I don't know. It's I don't know. I honestly, I couldn't say. I mean, I don't see how, when you think, right, it's going back a few years ago, I get that. The state that Fury was in, to come back and get in much better shape. I mean, let's face it, he wasn't particularly, he didn't exactly come back looking like a boxer, did he? But at the time, Deontay Wilder was classed as the best heavyweight going, and he beat him 3 times easy. Right? He was classed as one of the biggest punchers, pound for pound punchers, and yet he can't take somebody out who, don't get me wrong, is a very good boxer and a strong boxer, but can't take someone out like Usyk. It seems a bit, but I don't know. The only winner will be the bookies and the bloody boxers. That's my prediction. If you had gone on bullseye, would you have been the chucker or the brains baz? Definitely the chucker. Definitely the chucker. There ain't much brains up here, mate, I tell you. Very much like grapefruit juice, very zingy, which it was anyway originally. So there is nothing nasty in there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to add to, let's go back. Yeah, James, right? Ready for the sink now, that. And yeah, it looks like it is, but genuinely, James, you're still getting the hops in there. Grapefruit, zingy, zesty. Everything is there. Everything is there. And there is nothing nasty in the taste. Zingy, zesty, grapefruit. A bit pithy. Bit hoppy. But if it's oxidized, you're going to really know it in the taste from my experience. But it could be slightly. I mean, I'm holding it up there and it don't look as dark to me as if I'm holding it there. But yeah, I don't know. That's my last 2 bottles anyway. Maybe not a great advert for the brewery, but generally no issues with them. Right. So we go back to that. Bullseye, would you be chucker or the brains bass? Definitely be the chucker. And John 78, yes, he was getting very tidy. Some off them, they delayed paying him the final payment. Confront on the camera on. Yeah, it's such a shame. You see so much stuff go on. As soon as you get money involved in any confrontation or rights, it never ends well. It never ends well. Fury for this fight has come on nearly 4 stone heavier than Usyk. You would think so, wouldn't you? But he was heavier than Usyk anyway, or Usyk. However, I don't know how you want to make me say it or whatever. Usyk. But he's a bigger bloke anyway. And if he lands a punch, yeah. But the problem seems to be, I think, when you're that big, like Fury, and let's face it, he's not. You know, you think back to Bruno, right? Bruno was, say, 17 stone muscle. There was no flab. He was as fit as a butcher's dog. He was slow and a bit lethargic, you could say, in throwing punches and that. But surely that weight that Fury's carrying, with him not being, I wouldn't say he's the fittest bloke going. He certainly doesn't look the fittest bloke, carrying excess weight. That's got to take his toll on him. Yeah, if he lands a couple of good punches, you know, a big punch is always going to be dangerous and can always knock someone out. But I don't think he's not up against someone who quits. Usyk is a strong fighter. He's a battler. He's got a heart. And I think it's going to take an awful lot of big bloody punches from Fury to take him out, would be my view. That said, if he catches him a few times with that extra weight, you can knock anyone out, can't you? You know, his punches are probably going to be like a sledgehammer coming to your head, especially if he gets a couple of good ones. When he was fighting Wilder, them 3 fights, he looked pretty quick. He looked, you know, he was sharp. But I think he's lost the want to win. I think it's a purse for him. I think that's the only way he's thinking about it. Yeah, maybe. But it's still, you know, it's not flat. It's not flat. There are bubbles in there. And I can still feel the carbonation. It's maybe not as carbonated as it was. I know it was quite busy in the mouth. The carbonation is still there. But it could be anything, couldn't it? But they do have a bottling machine, so you would like to think it's all done sort of tidy, but I will mention it to them. Because this is possibly the second beer, say, in the last 6-9 months that has maybe gone that way. So there may well be an issue. And I suppose if it is, there isn't it? And they have to short that. Reckon Guinness is having a shortage issue or just a publicity stunt, yeah. Let me tip this one up. But there is always a lot of sediment in these bottles. And yeah, maybe you could leave it. But I always do that. I always get the gump in, I do. Rising up. rising up. You know, might not be the most attractive colour, and I will tell you honestly, my God, it definitely looks thingy. The camera definitely doesn't do it any favours, but yeah, I mean, you hold it up there, it's still looking, yeah. I will mention it to him, and obviously the date's all right, but won't kill me, will it? Won't kill me. Drink that and have that chili. I'll probably end up with a right dodgy belly in the morning. I'll be driving to Crown in Shrewsbury tomorrow, having to pull over on the side. But it's the last one now. Last one, so it's gone, more or less. So yeah, and you're still getting lots of flavour, see? Anyway, you don't want to hear me talking about Stonehouse Brewery or a possible dodgy beer. So how many out there watching now? I mean, there's only 6 of you, and I'm certain 3 or 4 of you commenting. How many out there have a beer machine? How many attempted with a beer machine? How many don't give 2 monkeys about a beer machine? And how many don't give a fuck about me asking about a beer machine? Oh my God, that looks awful. That light is... Yeah, I'll be honest with you, James. Yeah, it don't look good, does it? It does look pretty bad. I don't even want to put it in the camera. That's how bad it looks. Oh. Yeah, but I'll mention that to him. Oh, hey up, hey up, hey up, me old mate Simo's coming. How are you, Simo? You good, pal? You behaving yourself tonight? Just walking between boozers and checking in. Simo, you know, this is the world's best online boozer, pal, the Harlequin. Not only that, you get the best host, all the beer, no idea. Granted, you don't get the boobs that Michelle has to offer on the other channel, but you do get a big tit. I have one, but the returns is a pain. Nothing worse than returning thing. Always a pain. Yeah, and Simo says, just walking between boozers, checking in. Yeah, all good, mate. All good, pal. I've just loaded thingy today. Pardon me. Speckled N. So that'll be coming up for a review. And I noticed, Simo, can I just say, Simo, while you're here, you still here, mate? I noticed today that it's only the Camden off-menu IPA that is in stock now with the tap handles. The V Aroma's gone, unless it is still there. I only searched in the pack. The V Aroma's gone and the Goose Island. So I am glad that I purchased them now, because you know what I said to you. I said if I didn't buy them, I'd be pissed off because I didn't buy them when I had the chance. So the fact that I have got them, or supposedly got them, they won't be delivered to after Christmas. So I may not have them, but I'll be right pissed if I don't get them. But if I do get them, that's why. That's why. For Mad Friday, it's not much busier than a regular Friday around here. No. Don't judge the beer. We've got a very ugly beer here. It's looking very oxidized, but it tastes fine. Doesn't smell bad. Tastes fine. I'm happy. I got a big creamy tash I had then going on. Yeah, let me just go back to that one. Yeah, to be honest, I think a lot is made of Mad Friday. I don't know about anyone else, but years ago, I think the general public, people who worked and what have you, going out having a beer was a much bigger thing now or then than it is now. I think the younger generation are very different to say, my generation of drinkers, you worked, you went out after work. It's what you done. Now, I don't think people are the same. Maybe it's costs and that, but I also think people are a lot more sort of health conscious and drink aware, if you like. So I don't think the pubs are as meant was a, you know, everyone builds it up to be Mad Friday, but a lot of the people that talk about Mad Friday are my age and stop in. So the Mad Friday is almost a thing of the past. The only thing mad is in people's houses is where all the drinkers are. Like this one, like this inn, the Harlequin. Come to the Harlequin. It's the best inn on the line. Majestic Stockman now, which is good. Oh, hang on. I've got to go back. I missed a comment there. Just about to crack open a wheat beer from Tartarus Brewery now. I've got the original PD. Not used it for about 9 months. I've not had much from Tartarus. The only beers I had actually were past their date. But I went up to the Crater Scape. I drove all the way to Huddersfield. And why is that not doing anything? I can't move up. Do I have to do that? I drove all the way to Huddersfield to get some beers. And I bought a case of Tartarus and actually chucked another case in. That's how much money I spent with them. But other than that, I've not really had anything from Tartarus. Is it any good? James, tell me. Is the wheat beer any good? You've got the original PD, not used it for about 9 months, okay? The best thing with the PD nowadays, I think, is to wait for the bargains. Wait for the bargains, because things have gone expensive, as we all know. It is life. I'm not going to say, you know, people are wrong moaning about the cost of things, but it is life. Things have got expensive. So I totally understand that. But yeah, PD is definitely something you wait and bide your time. Majestic Stockman now. So I'm thinking, Majestic, are you on about the Tartarus beers, are you? PA Brew News beer channel. Cheers. Thank you for coming in, pal. Don't judge the beer. I'm going to have to drink it over here. It looks really ugly and it looks really oxidized. And it's a Stonehouse beer. But if it is oxidized, for me, it doesn't taste too bad. It tastes fine. You're still getting the notes and the flavors. And nor does it smell funky. So if it is, I don't know. But I'm drinking the thing now because it's open. And I'm going to get the rest in and make it. It looks like fucking dirty water, doesn't it? God. It might end up coming out of me tomorrow looking the same. I don't know. I drink at home after work, yeah. I'll be honest with you, PA. I go home and drink. The only time, now and then, I go to Stonehouse Brewery because they're very local. Go there on the way home. I don't tend to go out my way to go there. But every now and then, I'll go there, have a pint on the way home. But other than that, I don't really do anything. I used to. When I used to live closer to a pub as well, going back many moons ago, we had a great local. It was one of them pubs where, pardon me, not only did people burp like that and this, but they actually went there. It was a working man's pub. So it was one of them. It would always be busy. It was always a great atmosphere. The working man would finish work, park in the car park, leave the car in there, have a few beers and stroll home, or get totally battered and stroll home. You know what I mean? It was one of them. Everyone knew each other. There was none of that clickiness that you can get. Anyone different come in, nobody took any fucking notice. If somebody different come in, no one give a shit. No one give a shit. And I really miss that. I really miss that. And it's a shame. Turned it into flats, which is really annoying. Peeps cannot hold their beer on Black Eye Friday. I'll be honest with you. I think too many people get so excited about, Mad Friday, don't they? It's Mad Friday. Oh, we got to go out. We got to drink. We'll get in the pub at 2:00 in the afternoon or whatever, and we'll drink fucking 17 pints by 4:00, and we'll be really ill and sick, and it's going to be such a great day. Yeah, it's like It's like somebody says Mad Friday. It's like you have to go mad. You don't have to go mad. Just drink like you would any other day. That said, I have been known to, in the past, get in a bit of a state on Mad Friday. Only because of work dues. And I think I've had, to be honest, no tell a lie. I was going to say I've only had 2 work dues. Well, I've ended up in a state, but I've had 3. I had one when I worked for a company called Evans Construction. And he would put a do on at a local pub. I think I had about 8 pints of Bombardier and about 1.5 litres of Baileys with jacket spuds and this, that, and the other, and threw up in the taxi. Got woken up by my neighbour who paid for the cleaning of the taxi. My neighbour woke me up at like 8 o'clock in the morning the following day, and I come downstairs. I was like fucking death warmed up. Just give him 30 quid. He said, "How are you feeling?" I said, "Oh, you know, we should do." So that was one time where I would say, I'm not sure if it was Mad Friday, but it was definitely the sort of day we finished or whatever. And then I had another time where I actually just went to the pub, and I think that was a Mad Friday, but I wasn't part of it. And then joined up with some people who were on a work do, and ended up just drinking too much. I ended up drinking all these different sambucas, and I was battered. And I actually went home. They said, "Oh, you coming to this pub?" I said, "No, I'm pickled. I'm gone." And that was a sore one, because I used to live in an old sort of terraced Victorian house. So as you go up the stairs, it's quite tight, and you sort of have, how can I say it? You go up the stairs and you got that little bit of low ceiling, and then it goes high, because that's where your sort of boiler and all that is. And I was pulling myself up on the handrail. This is a good story. This, don't fall asleep. I was pulling myself up on the handrail, but I'm so pissed. I missed the handrail, but had all my weight. Basically, that hand was taking all the weight because it was just holding me up. I fell down the stairs, twatted my head on the wall behind me. Managed to get up, as you do. Walked upstairs, went into the bedroom, and I went to sit on the bed to take my clothes off and my shoes off, and missed the bed and just landed on the floor. So that was one, and I felt, oh, that was another one where I felt rough as a bear's ass. And then since I've been with this wife, my new one, which is now the old one, really, because been together 12 years, I went on a Christmas works do on my own to the local. I got halfway through. I'm only about 15 minutes from this pub where we live. I got halfway. Where I live, we've got like a park that you walk through. I don't know, 300 meters, say, should we say that? And then you literally walk through that park and you turn left. Another 300 yards or whatever, 400 meters up there is the pub. I got halfway through the pub on the way home and rung her up, or I rung her up walking to the park. And I had to tell her to come and get me. And when she walked into the park, I was hanging off a lamppost on me. So I have been in that sort of Mad Friday mode. It's not something I do anymore, but I've had the odd occasion where I've got a little bit carried away by drinking too much. My corner pub in my kitchen. Do you know what? I love having the beer machines at home. I'm too old for drinking too much now. Simo knows that. Simo's seen me pissed. Battered. Absolutely battered. So, yeah, I'm happy just to stop in, have a few pints at home. I've been drinking Theakston's Mild and Old Peculiar. I love Theakston's Mild. I want Theakston's Mild on the PD. If they can bring Old Peculiar on it, I want the mild. Moved to a more crafty place now, though. Hoping I can get in. They won't let you in, Simo. They won't let you in. I can't believe you're going there. I can't believe you're going there. Going over to rate my beer is like going to fucking Weatherspoons, mate. You're leaving a craft beer pub like this. Ignore the colour of that beer. You didn't see that. Right? You're leaving a craft beer pub with a great atmosphere. Quiet, but nice. Right? And then you're going into Wetherspoons in the middle of fucking London, or outside London, in the middle of Kent, full of riffraff, full of dodgy staff. And you know the ones, PJT, full of dodgy staff. You don't want to be going there, pal. You want to stay here. He's probably already gone. I can't believe it. Love drinking in Huddersfield. Never drunk in Huddersfield, pal. I just went there to go and get the old Crate Escape stuff. It was like a 5-hour round trip. They couldn't believe that I'd travelled from where I was just to go and get beer. And I was going to do a video going around. I thought, no, I'm going to look a right twat here with the camera going, talking about it. But I just bought, I actually come away from there. I didn't actually spend too much. I think I only spent 80 quid. I know their beer is cheap, but I only spent about 80 quid. I was fully expecting to come away from there spending about 200 quid. Majestic stock the PD. Ah, okay. Okay. You're either adding to that or you're just correcting me. Mad Friday, 6 Saturday, yeah. Too many of them, pal. Too many of them. And it's really mad because, do you know what? Sometimes I can have 4 pints and I can be a complete state. Another time I can drink 14, 15 pints, wake up the following day. I wouldn't say I'm all right, but I'm feeling pretty good. Mental. I'm a dodgy one. Paul said hello to Simo. I think Simo's probably gone. Oh, here's my man, Mr. B, Rob. Anyone watching, go and sub to this bloke. Now, if you want to talk to somebody about brewing beer, about knowing about beer, about knowing about hops, this is the man. Mr. B knows. Evening, Baz. Just on my first 2 videos. Right, okay. Rob, interesting, because I've got the hazy IPA. Now, I know you don't want to give too much away. I sent a few of them out. And the one lad said the hazy IPA looked oxidized and didn't taste too good. My wife's now come in to join me. But that's the hazy IPA, and that looks very dodgy, doesn't it?
What's that? Stone ice.
Yeah, oxidized could be. And Rob on here is just, he's literally, I sent him some, and he's done them in one video. So I'm interested in, Rob, let me know. Let me know what you thought of it. Here we go. My special guest has suddenly turned up. Here we go. The lovely Danielle. All right. Oh, here. You have that chair. Yeah, stand up. Move over. Been invaded now. Been invaded.
Only come up for a minute. Say no.
So there we go. Here she is. The good lady is in. But let me know, Rob. Yeah. Paul saying hello to Rob. Nice to see you, pal. And Rob is saying, evening, Paul. Hope you're well. Simo not allowed in the pub. He would block the bogs. Hope the Stonehouse beers, Mr. B reviewed, are better in. Yeah, well, the stout is, but I mean, that looks bad, but it does taste all right, believe it or not. It still tastes good, but it just looks very thingy, doesn't it?
Yeah, you really have a bad,
which it didn't look like that.
Bad belly tomorrow.
Oh, I always have a bad belly, don't I? So here we go then. Mine was not one bit oxidized and no off flavors to show any sign. I actually praise them for achieving. Well, this is a funny thing, Rob. Right? I'm going to show you this beer, Rob, and you've probably seen it. But the beer looks horrendous. Now, it didn't look like that when I had it originally. And there's no off flavors. There's no off smells. And I might even get my missus to smell it. She doesn't like the hoppy beers, and she'll probably go, it smells horrible anyway. But I will ask her to sniff it and see if there is anything particularly that smells manky. But that's what it looks like, Rob. And it looks worse on camera, I would say, than what it is here. Sniff. Would you say that smells any worse than any other IPA or manky?
Into the wild?
No, plus minus.
I've not smelled that one then.
Does there smell anything funky with it, would you say?
No. It doesn't smell as hoppy as normal.
Yeah, maybe not as hoppy.
Because normally I go, oh.
Yeah, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's
not as hoppy as normal.
But there's nothing. Normally they smell
very strong.
They smell what's that fucking thing?
Because normally
bat
I go,
smell.
ooh.
No, yeah, but the bat smell.
No, it doesn't.
You know, like bat shit.
Yeah, no. Ammonia, you mean?
Yeah, sometimes you get that ammonia smell with it.
No.
There's nothing there. It smells juicy. It doesn't smell as hoppy.
If it's still alive tomorrow, I'll let you know.
And taste it, grapefruit, pithy, zesty, resinous. Nothing tastes bad either. But it will be something I bring up with Shane, actually. I will mention it. But as you say, Rob, yeah, mine was decent. Looked nothing like yours. Yeah, which is interesting. But yeah. Do you slap his head off camera anytime? What is it? Because I got, is there a lump or something there? She often slaps me. She always beats me up. But she loves me, really. So, yeah, caught up with the comments.
Okay.
Right. Who want to hear now, right? Because this originally was supposed to be my special guest, my rare special guest. And somebody did say you. Right at the very start.
Oh, come on, guys, at Christmas, after I've had a few drinks, because I'm much more fun after I've had a few drinks, apparently.
Well, you're supposed to be having a glass of wine with me.
Yeah, I don't feel like a drink today at all.
You never do.
Well, I will at Christmas.
But
have you brought me any champagne?
No.
Well,
I already told them that you're pestering me to find out what you got for Christmas. I said it's a surprise. I said I haven't even told these lot. In case you watch it.
Well, no, you can't.
Or somebody says saying in comments.
Yeah. Was it last Christmas we did the show, or the Christmas before, where we did the champagne review, and I was a bit tiddly.
Last year, I think, wasn't it?
That was good fun. We'll do that again at Christmas. We'll do a Christmas review with you.
There we go. Right, she's coming back anyway for Christmas. She is. Anyone got any questions for this one? Are you, Chris? Let me just go to there. How are you, pal? You've come to the best pub, haven't you? You've left that Rate My Beer pub. This is the best one. This is a nice one. No riffraff in here. This is like a quality wine bar. You go to Rate My Beer, it's like Wetherspoons in London. This is the good one. Well, Wetherspoons in Wrexham even, couldn't it? You could say.
Oh, no, that wouldn't go that far.
I don't know.
That's really
Paul's a bit of a dodgy one, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but Spoons in Wrexham.
Paul's the sort of bloke that would take you out for a chicken korma.
He
wouldn't take you out for a good meal, would he?
Tell them to watch the Welcome to Wrexham. That'll give them everything
They probably
they need to know.
John there. Let me go. Yeah. Right. See this one, babe? John is from Wrexham.
Oh, is he?
He is the chap that come up to me in Wrexham.
Oh, right.
And Wrexham no longer brew bootlegger. Somebody else does. There was a fallout, apparently. So there we go. I'm not spreading rumours, but John told me something went on.
He's brought Wrexham Lager as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, but they dropped that.
As well as the football.
Do you know why they dropped the bootlegger?
Probably the name.
You know, the face on the front, because that was something to do with the bloke who
originally made it.
Because he looks pissed on it, they decided to drop it.
Oh.
So they've had issues. And now a brewery in Manchester, apparently, brew Wrexham bootlegger, but it's now 4.5% rather than 5. So it's good having people from Wrexham like John, because he knows bits that I don't. Danielle, does Baz keep up with the deal?
Leave it to myself. You're having a fucking giraffe, you are. I don't do shit. I'm a princess.
Yeah, she is a princess, mate. I do all the work around here. I wouldn't leave her to it.
To be fair, him doing our DIY is like a busman's holiday for him, isn't it, really? So it's a bit...
I love it.
But then I wouldn't be allowed to get a tradesman in because Baz would be too critical. Could you imagine if I got a painter and decorator in to do our decorating?
I'd be too tight to pay the buggers, to be honest, Rob. This bloke, Mr. B.
Who does the Christmas dinner?
Hang on, 2 ticks.
What time?
Okay, right, just quickly. Mr. B, he was the man that got me drunk in Manchester. Took me around the pubs all day and then took me to the breweries.
Yeah.
And then
doesn't take much to get you drunk.
And then decided to record videos
You're
of me.
lucky he didn't get you drunk because he wanted your ass.
And then decided to, well, he wouldn't because his wife was with him.
Well, you never know. There might have been 3-way.
Right. I can't remember what happened that night, so I don't know what happened. My bum was hurting when I woke up. Rob, what you do, right? Yeah, you know what you do. Click on them.
He does a Christmas dinner, and what time? Wow, it's a bit of a joint effort, to be honest.
I tend to prep.
He's my peeler.
She's the Gordon Ramsay, and I'm the fucking skivvy.
But then he doesn't moan when he gets that beautiful dinner in front of him. Because to be fair, I am a good cook when it comes to
and I do the washing up.
I do a mean roast dinner. That's why he married me.
I do the spuds. I do the roast potatoes. I am the roast potato king.
I don't know. My last few lots have been really crispy and nice.
Yeah, but down to my training.
You can have all that lovely goose fat.
Goose fat. Goose hands. That's a different story. That one.
Courtney's not on.
Yeah, love spoons. Yeah, spoons is good.
Love a spoons afternoon.
But this is a more quality spoon, isn't it? This is like one of the posh ones, isn't it? This is where's the posh place in? This is like a Wetherspoons in Chelsea. When you come to this pub, when you go to the other pub that some people are on,
when you go downstairs, it's like spoons from.
No, we're on about
Moss Side.
We're on about Rate My Beer. Yeah, Rate My Beer is a Moss Side spoons.
No, not Rate My Beer. Your downstairs bar's like a Moss Side bar.
No.
Posh bar up here.
No. We got to take Rate My Beer apart now.
I'll take him apart. It's not very nice. Don't know him.
You know Paul, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Not enough to take the piss out of him.
Of course you do. Bad did this. There was only a toilet in the toilet. Oi, Robbie. It's your fault. What's on the menu then? What for Christmas or what I'm drinking?
Christmas dinner.
I'm not showing you my beer because it looks really awful.
We are having turkey and pork and ham. Then I will probably cook about 100 pigs in blankets because somebody likes pigs in blankets very much.
The daughter.
And
the daughter.
Roast parsnip, roast carrots, roast potatoes, mashed potatoes,
sprouts,
peas, sprouts,
rocket fuel,
red cabbage, a proper homemade gravy from the juices and flour because you can't have anything else.
Stuffing,
proper stuffing with sausage meat.
Several
and before
beverages.
You ask, no, you cannot come.
Be all right. I think he's up in Scotland. Well, he certainly sells stuff from Scotland anyway. He's dodgy. He's in the army, he is, or was dodgy bloke.
I've got a cheesecake for them guys for pudding, but I can't have that, so I'll have to have something else.
We're good. We're not having goose. We're only having the goose fat.
Goose fat for the potatoes.
Right. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh,
goose this year.
You're making too much money off YouTube, Chris.
Goose is original, though, isn't it? Your turkeys weren't a thing, was it? It's an American Thanksgiving thing. Everybody had goose at Christmas.
Yeah, Americans weird, don't they? They don't even have proper bacon. We do love you, America, honestly.
As Mr. B said.
What about your alcohol beverages through the day?
Whatever's on offer, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have Speckled M will probably be in the PD, which I've got to review. And sorry, Rob, this is going to pain me. I didn't even want to buy this. I only bought it because I had £12 off. Cruise Campo. I'm going to review that and drink that. I'm going to pile that on your brother.
I'm going to have...
And we'll have wine for
some wine. We'll have wine with dinner. Then
might do a review first thing in the morning, actually, about 8 o'clock. Get a beer out.
He does. Cracks a beer open. It's Christmas Day.
First drink of the day. As soon as I wake up, not a tea, I have a beer. Because that's how I roll. Because I'm a painter and decorator.
I really need my glasses.
Why can't you see nothing?
No.
Navy, not army. Yeah, the same thing, isn't it?
No, it's not.
All right.
Very different. You'd be offended if you liked him to an army guy. My dad would be offended if you said he was like the Navy.
Yeah, but the army are straight, aren't they?
So are the Navy. Unless we're in Navy.
He's not.
We're in the Navy.
Chris is part of the YMCA lot.
Yeah. They sing it as well, don't they? We're in the Navy.
Only joking, Chris.
Fucking hell. Can you look? I haven't even had a drink. Can you imagine what I'm like when you put alcohol in me?
So we caught up. Look at that. 2 minutes. 2 hours, 18. Been on.
I know you chat some shit, didn't you?
I spent 10 minutes chatting shit to myself.
I know, I could hear you.
I was like, oh, fucking hell, come on, join in.
I could hear you.
Get worn out.
I was chuckling.
I was talking so much, I was getting worn out. I don't know how PJT does it for like...
I could do it quite happily. I'd chat shit for hours.
Yeah, but he does it for day after day after day.
Oh, Barry likes an eggnog.
Oh, I do. I'll tell you what, I love...
He loves a snowball.
Actually, what we might do, isn't it? We might do some cocktails.
Yeah, I brought him a proper blender.
A proper decent blender last year, and we used it for over Christmas.
You know, when you go on holiday I don't know if they do, but like when you go on holiday in the Caribbean, they give you frozen cocktails pretty much all the time. And they have these blenders. They chuck everything in, the ice and everything. I brought him one of them last year so we could recreate Jamaican memories at home.
She bought me a bunch of bananas.
A bunch of bananas, some banana liqueur.
Sugar syrup.
Some sugar syrup.
White rum.
And white rum. So we could make some
and
banana.
that lovely English woman, Brenda. Oh no, Blender.
So we could make some banana frozen cocktail things that we had in Jamaica because they were to die for, weren't they?
Yeah, so going back to Rob's comment, we may well have some cocktails or something. Actually, we may well do a video of something like that, should we? I don't know.
No, I'm not doing video making cocktails. You can do a video.
I'm not making them, drinking the.
I'll just drink it.
Drinking the things, isn't it?
We did that when we were on the cruise ship. We did those cocktails, and neither of us liked them.
Oh no, they're horrendous. Are them videos up?
I liked yours more than I liked
mine.
I
put them up, didn't I? I think I put the videos on the cruise.
I liked your cocktail more than I liked mine, didn't I?
I like this one, but I like that one more.
Yeah, it was a bit like
it's one of them, yeah. Yeah.
What, Coco?
Right, so Chris is telling us, as we see, not the Navy, not the Army, and any eggnog. The only thing is, we like it, but we don't drink it enough, do we?
Like it.
Well, I like it.
I don't.
I drink snowballs all day. I can.
I can't drink Baileys.
Hey.
It's got made with cream.
Yeah.
Oh,
no more half tubs of Baileys lying around in the fridge now. That's it. We caught up. Oh yeah. All right. Got to go, Baz. You're making me hungry. Merry Christmas to you and Mrs. Lee and everyone. Thank you, John. Thanks for coming along.
Bye, John.
Hope you have a good Christmas, pal. And he told me, actually, Conor McGregor, Irish Stout, is in Asda in Wrexham, which I've not been able to get hold of. Are
you going to Shrewsbury tomorrow?
Yeah, and the Fuller's Winter Ale is in Tesco's in Wrexham, which has always been in Waitrose. So there's actually a reason to go to Wrexham now. So apparently,
but you've got to go to Shrewsbury, though, haven't you? So
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Are you going to go to Tesco's and that when you're in Shrewsbury just for a nosy?
No, I ain't got time because I've got to come back, haven't I?
Oh, I wanted you to get me a bottle of white ball from Tesco's in
Wrexham. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a look then.
Can't say it too loud.
Can't say it too, just in case Steve is in, but he hasn't commented for a long time, so he probably isn't. Anyway, right. The cat's meowing.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
No, I was just looking at comments. It's the same one that's up there. Right? I'm going to let the cat out.
You're going to let the cat out? Okay. What, the little ones downstairs?
No.
Oh, them ones, yeah. Right, now I'm back. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, that seat I was sitting on, babe, is a nightmare. Much comfier seat now. Back on that one.
Yeah, it hurts your bum, that one.
Yeah, my arse is in tatters now. Probably be in tatters tomorrow after drinking that as well. What time are you on? 9:30. How long do you guys want me to keep going for? I think I'll keep going till 10. I'll keep going till 10 o'clock, babe. Okay. Right, so I'm going to keep going till 10 o'clock. You've heard that. You see how nice I am to my wife. I'm lovely to her. Call her babe and everything. I've just said I'm staying here till 10 o'clock and someone's gone off and disappeared. I think you all want me to go, really, didn't you? Do you all want me to go? Right, we'll crack on with this dodgy looking beer. Get that done. I may even grab another beer quickly before I go. But what I will do, I will stay on till 10 o'clock if you're all happy. Are you all happy for me to stop until 10 o'clock? I don't want to bore you all. If you're all thinking, oh, hang on, I've had enough, Baz. I'll leave you all to go. And yes, I will get some forged and do a review. It's just a case of picking some up. So now I know where I can get it, or apparently where they're still stocking it. I will do that. We're down to 6. All right, then I'll go in 5 minutes. Maybe it'll fill up again. I don't know. And I'll do all that stuff. Like the video, share, subscribe, do all that lot. Do all that lot. They've all gone, babe. They only come here for you. I might bring up, that'll be done soon. I've got one beer downstairs that I've already reviewed, actually. It was in the advent calendar. So I might go and get that and bring that up in a minute. And I might have to go and see the vicar, because I think the old valve might be need a release, if you know what I mean. And it's not that way. It's not that way. Don't worry. You know, we're good there. Anyway, have you all enjoyed the live tonight? The ones who are in and who have watched, have you enjoyed it? Let me know. It's so hard doing a live. I don't know how people do it all the time and do it for hours on end, especially if they're on their own. But I suppose not so many do long lives on their own, do they? I watch a few, but I don't watch too many. Simon does, what, about 3 hours, doesn't he? 4 hours. But he has a lot more people in doing the interacting, so it's harder for him to keep up. And obviously, Paul has Michelle, Rate My Beer. Them two, there's always loads going on, and probably more people that tune into them than me. But yeah, I don't know how people on their own like keep a live going for hours on end. It amazes me. And anyone that is watching, I have nothing against Paul. This is all a little bit of banter, a little bit of fun. I'm sure someone will comment, and I'm sure they'll go back to him saying, "Oh, Baz was saying this." Oh, yeah, I say a lot of shit. It's all fun. There's no maliciousness in there. But yeah, as my wife said, we may do a live, or not a live, but maybe do a video for Christmas Day. We may well do that. We're dropping down now. People are dropping away. Great. Yes. Like I say, if I can get hold of it, I'll do it. Definitely do it. And like I say, I'll stop on for another half hour. Or is that great that I'm going 10? Could be great that I'm going. But something different. It's a very bland backdrop, isn't it? Up here. You know, the colour is what it is. And I like it because it's not really sort of supposed to be too much about a beer reviewing room or made to look like a pub. But I think I come up here really more because it's out of the way. I know downstairs in the bar with all the lights and everything, it's a lot better. Maybe next Christmas I'll whack a bit of tinsel up or do something, make it look a little bit more respectable. But at the moment, yeah, he does get, he gets shit faced. Yeah. How do you feel about that tent? I mean, do you want to see people have a few beers and enjoy themselves, maybe more like me? Or are you one of them where, you know, say Simon gets shit-faced and maybe at times things come out that maybe shouldn't be said, that do get said? And maybe as well with Rate My Beer, I'm not knocking Simon, I'm not knocking Rate My Beer. But would you rather sit and watch somebody who is there in their head, or just go to watch somebody get battered and put up with a load of abuse or comments or whatever? I don't know. Let me know. It's interesting to know what do people want to watch when they watch a live like this. Are they there for the big fun and the silly pub atmosphere and the over-the-top atmosphere and people getting pissed and this, that, and the other? Or do they want somebody to sit here and genuinely comment and be able to know what's going on? Yeah, it does need a tree. I know that. Yeah, I'm going to do that next year, maybe. We've only got a tiny little like makeup tree in the front room, to be honest. We don't get too massively carried away, but yeah, Christmas time I'll maybe get a tiny little tree, even if it's just something silly, just as a background ornament and maybe a bit of tinsel. But it is quite a bland room, and I do a lot of reviews up here, so but it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. But I like coming up here, to be honest. I do like coming up here, but obviously my keg reviews will always be done down there, so I have to go and see the vicar now. Umpire like it this way. Good. That's what you'll always get from me. It's very rare you'll see me battered. But quickly before anyone disappears. Don't worry, I'm going to be back in a few seconds. I do need to go and see the vicar. The pipe work has decided it needs to go. I will come back up with another beer and we'll finish off with last 30 minutes. So back in a tick. Right, I am back. Right, so 10, like I said, umpire, like it this way. So yeah, nice and casual, not too getting too massively beard up, if you like. Right, Mersey beers. Here he is, right. Bear with me, Mersey. I've been up and down the stairs. I've had to go and see the vicar. I'm getting too old for this walking up and down the stairs. I tell you what, I love a bungalow. I do love this house, but I hate walking upstairs. I really do. Cheers, Barry. On my way home from work. Christmas drinks in Prescott. Basically St Helens. Okay, yeah. It was okay. It was a Thwaites pub's not terrible cast. Going home via Liverpool City Centre. Is that going home? Oh, right. On the beer as well. So how are you doing, Mersey? Are you, shall we say, substantially quenched? Is your thirst substantially quenched? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling like, I don't know, the train is going too fast or whatever? Because I'm obviously, you can't be driving. Surely not driving. Surely. I'm here. I've got a very dodgy looking beer, Mersey beers. Possibly oxidized, but smells good, tastes good. But I'm too embarrassed to show you. There we go. But we're near the end. We're near the end of it. I'm going to be here till 10 o'clock now. 5 people in. It's been really good tonight, I've got to say. I said to my missus before I come on tonight, I said, I'm on in 5 minutes. I'm going to be going on in, 5-6 minutes. I said, the bath water was there for you. I said, she goes, oh, I'm going to go diving. I said, well, when you go up, I said, I'll go in the room and start the live. I said, I'll see how it goes. I said, there'll be quite a few people watching other people. You know, I know Rate My Beer was on and Simon probably. And I said, we'll see how it goes. It may well turn out I'll have 2 people watching and I'll probably come off in an hour, something like that. But we've had a good crowd in. There are a few people dropping away, which is a shame. But I can't force you all to stay, can I? Ah, you cheeky little bugger. You may as well. It's your work's night out. You may as well go and have a few on the way home as well, and you. Good man, good man. But I expected nothing to come of this live, but a lot of people have joined in. There's been lots of conversation, and that makes my job easier. It does make my job easier. It is very hard to come on live and be there on your own and talk to nothing. So I need your interaction. So a massive thank you to everyone that's joined in tonight. Like I say, I'm going to be here till 10, so I'm not saying bye and suddenly going to go, oh. But yeah, much appreciated. That's all I can say, really. And I will do. I've got a couple of videos I'm going to do. There's one already up. There's one already, or there will be one coming up Christmas Eve. I will add another one to the Christmas Eve thing. There is one already set up to be released Christmas Day. I will do another one, and I will do a big thank you to everyone that's subscribed to the channel and that. So don't think that, oh, well, you're doing this, but you haven't said thank you to everyone, or you don't appreciate us. I will, but I'll make sure it comes up on Christmas Day. And there'll be a double header on Boxing Day as well. I can't think what's already, but one's already uploaded for Boxing Day. But there'll be another one coming up. Anyone who's watched all night will know what videos are going to come up. So they're going to be 2 machine kegs, which means I need to review something else. So I'm going to have one for Christmas Eve. I've already got one for Christmas Day and Boxing Day. I've got 2 other beers, which means that's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. But I need one for Boxing Day. So yeah, I need to review something else. So yeah. So hopefully there'll be plenty of content out there. But I will say thank you to everyone on the second Christmas Day beer review that I release. I may even do it on the first one and release the first Christmas Day one second. If that makes any sense, swap them around basically. So you can get the all the beer, no idea Christmas message first. Be like watching the Queen, wouldn't it? Well, not, but anyway, let me move on, because you're all sitting there probably thinking, what the fuck are you on about? You're doing too much. Right, you doing a New Year Eve do? No, not as far as I'm aware, mate. My wife's birthday is New Year's Day. She's not a massive drinker. We don't tend to plan anything, but sometimes things just happen. So maybe something will happen. Last year, we went out for dinner, so I don't think staying up till about 4 o'clock in the morning would have gone down well with going for something to eat, a big, like, Sunday dinner thing at 1 o'clock, would it? But we'll see. There's nothing planned. Maybe we will. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live. Maybe I'll sit indoors and me and the missus will do a live. Maybe we'll watch stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But there's no set plans for me and her doing anything as such, but that can always change just like that. But it could end up being a bloody live or something. So we'll see. Looking at some Sure Shot and Weekend Project in Deadcraft or Black Lodge. Have a new Blackberry Crumble bitter. Oh, Blackberry Crumble bitter on caskets. I'll tell you what, Blackberry Crumble sounds good, because you would imagine, for me, Blackberry Hedgerow being, and like the Blackberry thing is like a hedgerow thing, isn't it? And then the bitter, and that's what you have, hedgerow hops in bitter and what have you. So I'd imagine that would work really well. Sure Shot. Yeah, decent. I've had nothing from Weekend Project, if I'm honest, so I couldn't say. But yeah, that Blackberry Crumble bitter, that does sound really good. That sounds really tempting. Really does. So we finally got rid of the old oxidized dodgy stuff, or possible oxidized dodgy stuff. And I'm going to finish off this live now. Tonight, 22 minutes left. I'm going to let you all go back to your normal life. Well, you can go anytime. That's why everyone's disappeared. They probably had enough. But this is a beer that I actually reviewed out of the Beer 52 box. But it also come. Go. New Year Edu online. Hang on, I was going to comment in. What me doing a New Year Eve's do online, as in YouTube, or like I said, maybe I'll do something online and do it live or something. I don't know. Or maybe just me and the missus are just have a few people around and have a drink. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit confused. Like I said, once you start moving on and you've spoken and you've done this, that, and the other, and you go to it, and sometimes you've forgotten what you said, really. But yeah, This is a beer now, the final beer before I go off. It's a beer I had in the Beer 52 Christmas calendar. This come in the Freer. Freer. I was looking at your comment and I saw year and I was trying to go free and year. And it came out Freer, so I do apologise. I'll tell you what, mate, let me stop talking. I'm talking shit here. Let's go back to 10. What's your beer of the year? My beer of the year is the Rivington Emperor's Brewery Halloween Evil Dead Stout. Absolutely fantastic. Age of Darkness, 10%. What an amazing beer. It blew my mind. If you want to look for the review, mate, have a look. It was unreal beer. And I've had a lot of good beer this year. I've had some really good American beers this year. Green City, Other Half Brewing. I've had 3 of their beers this year. Green City was one of them, which was standard IPA. There was also a double IPA, absolutely outstanding. But as soon as I smelt this Rivington Emperor's Brewery beer, Age of Darkness, it smelt amazing. And when I tasted it, it just blew my mind. So for me, out of the beers I've had, that was beer of the year. Obviously, depends on what beers you pick up. But for me, that was outstanding. That blew my mind. I said at the time, I doubt anything I'm going to drink now is going to beat that. So go and check it out. Go and have a look, Tent, if you want. If not, don't worry about it. We got 6 watching. I feel like I'm being rude now. Right, that is what I'm going to be drinking now. Attic Brew Co. I had this in the Beer 52 Advent calendar. Thought it was fantastic. I also had it in a free case from Beer 52, not a free, a free case from Beer 52. Attic Brew Co. Moorings, a robust stout, 6.4%. It's a 330ml can, and I am going to drink it now. So you won't be getting no review. This is no review. This is me just drinking it, which is nice. I know you get, sacrilege. How can you put it in an Angelo Peretti glass? But you know what? They're a nice glass, and that suits a stout. It's the right size can for that glass. That's what it's going in. So I'm going to pour it. From where? Where did I get that beer from? It was a limited edition thing. And Simo actually picked it up for me. You'd have to go on an online store and search the beer to see where you can get it from. So I don't know if you're going to be able to get it anymore. I don't know. But my God, it was an absolute fantastic beer. Because what I wanted to do, they released 3 sort of like Evil Dead beers. But some of them were quite pricey and the postage was quite pricey. And the Market Bottle Shop in Preston by Simo, he said, I'm going there. I'll have a chat with him and see if I can get hold of any. And he managed to get me the 2. But he also chucked another one in, which was the Blue Monkey Strong Pale Ale. I paid for the 2 beers. He said, I will cover the postage, which was very kind of him. And I thanked him for it. But he also chucked in that big Strong Pale Ale free of charge. So, yeah, I think you just have to go online, search it, see if anything's in stock. But I'd be very surprised. But that was an absolutely amazing beer. Absolutely amazing beer. Really was. And that's why people do this, I think. Do these channels and do the beers. Yeah, you get a lot of shit when you're reviewing beer, but then you get some really good beers. And this is one of them. This is another one that I really enjoyed. That was out of the Beer 52 Advent calendar. Like I said, there has been some horrendous shit in that calendar. This was one of the highlights. A lovely stout. Nothing fancy. You know what I mean? It's just a good solid stout with some lovely aromas, lovely tastes, lovely body, and really nice. And you look at that. That's a lovely looking beer. And even now, you know, when you review a beer, it's your first time tasting it. And for me, more often than not, it's the last time. Me tucking into that now, that first mouthful was like, oh my God, that is fucking fantastic. Really good beer. Attic Brewco out of Birmingham, by the way. There we go. I got used to this camera yet. I'm even less used to it when I've had a couple of pints as well. Is it a Brit beer? From where? Yeah, answered that bit. What, the Rivington? The Rivington Empress Brewery. Yeah, Rivington are out of Preston, or just outside Preston, but Preston Bolton, something like that. Empress Brewery are Colville, Leicestershire. So that one, if that's the one you're referring to, yes. If you're referring to this one, they're out of Birmingham. Bear with me, Ten. I do a lot of talking. Bear with me, mate. I know you might get impatient, but I do a lot of talking. I don't always look at everything, but I've replied to you now. Look at that, though. That looks amazing, doesn't it? And it is amazing. It's a lovely tasting beer. There's just nothing to dislike about it. And it's funny. When you have your first beer, I think, of the night, I'm thinking this now, you're probably more likely to be critical, as you would be, wouldn't you? Because it's your first beer. You're sort of tasting everything, aren't you? Later the night goes on, you've had a few beers, you're starting to get a little bit tipsy, if you like. But I'm tasting that now when I've had a couple of pints. So you would think I'm going, oh, it's just another beer. As soon as I tasted that, I'm thinking that is a fantastic beer, and it's still a fantastic beer, even though I've had a few pints. Even now, I can still see the quality in that beer, or feel it, drinking it. It's just a great beer. So I know it's not a beer review, obviously, but anyone out there that is watching, if you do see that, Attic Brewco Moorings Robust Stout, 6.4%, I'll definitely recommend picking it up. Like I've said before, feel free to comment. We've got 6 of you in. Who is in? I know my mate Tent is in. He's been very vocal tonight, and I totally appreciate that. I really do. Mersey Beers was in. Not heard of anyone else for a long time, so I'm guessing most people are. Obviously, most people are gone. But we've got a few silent ones in there. But feel free to comment. There is only so much I can talk about on my own. What is everyone else's favourite beer they've had this year? Is there a beer that stood out for Tent, for Mersey Beers? What stood out? What is your go-to beer? Tell me. Ooh, Rasco's in. Happy damn Friday. Cheers, man. How do, Rasco? Hope you're well, pal. Thanks for dropping in. This is not a random live, but it is. I didn't start the week by saying I'm going to do a live on Friday and that's going to be it. It was a couple of days later. So a big thank you. Hope you're keeping well, pal. I know I certainly keep saying about doing a dart sing with you. Hopefully that will happen. I'm a nightmare, I know. But Opal's good, pal. Opal's good. Have you finished now, Rasco, for Christmas? Somebody else has come in, and I am going to get to you in a minute, mate. I'm going to get. I nearly said to you, I'm going to get the shit. I'm going to shit to you in a minute. I'm going to get to you in a minute. What I was thinking was, the next chap who's just commented is a bit like this beer. Well, certainly the channel name is Short and Stout. So let's put him up. Cheers, Sammy. How you doing, pal? I'm on the last stretch now, another 10 minutes. And then I'll be disappearing. My wife has come up. Right, babe. So yeah. So I said hi to Rasco. Sammy's in short and stout. Go and check out his channel and Rasco as well. Anyone that's not subbed, go and check out their channel. Thanks for the vlog. May your sack and stockings be full. Are you off now, Tent?
They're all deserting you.
They got 9 in still watching. They did go down. I'm only going to be 10 minutes, babe. I'm coming off 10 o'clock. So, okay. Do you want to come in for 10 minutes?
No, making a drink.
Yeah, I thought you come up to bed.
No.
Oh, right.
Bank, yeah.
Ah, okay. Right, there we are. Yeah, just random. The wife comes in as she does. She likes a bit of that. Yeah, I'm good, Sammy. How are you, pal? How's that box going on? I've got to admit, I've been so busy this week. I watched a few of your videos, and then I've just not watched much of anything. So, but yeah, then beers. You said, oh, they're like $200, which works out about £100, and you had 40 cans, about £2.50 a beer. Good ABV for me. That seems reasonable, but maybe that's what we're used to over here. Tent, Old Crafty Hen is your go-to. Do you know what? I'm not sure I reviewed that. I think I have. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Well, you might be interested then, Tent, in the Old Speckled Hen then, which I've mentioned, and you've been here, so you might be interested in that video to see what happens. Rasco saying, howdy, Sammy. G'day. G'day, mate. You flaming galah. And Short and Stout said, cheers, Disco brother. Don't be offended, Short and Stout. Sorry. I love whacking into a bit of Aussie accent. I've often been told I've got an Australian twang. When I went to, where did we go? Me and the missus went to Jamaica the other 2 years ago, I think it was. Went to Jamaica, talking to some chap from Washington. Where are you from? He said, well, he didn't say it like that. I mean, and I didn't mean to say it like that, but he said, oh, where are you from? I said, oh, UK. And his wife went, you sound Australian. I was going to burst out an Australian accent then, but she thought I sounded Australian. They're from Washington in the States. So yeah, I've been told many times that I've got a bit of an Australian twang. I don't know what it is, whether it's because I'm from down south and moved to somewhere else, and then accents are kind of blending, and I've got this funny twang. But I do love the Australian thing, and when I do hear it, it's fantastic. And sometimes I can't help from whacking out a bit of but then he's not Australian. He's actually born in Wales. He was, and we don't want to be going on to Rolf Harris, do we? Know. I'm kind of going away a bit. Good job. I'm finishing at 10 o'clock, isn't it? Old Crafty Hen is arguably better than Old Speckled Hen. I haven't got round to trying the stout yet. I'll tell you what, that stout was very, very, very good. I was amazingly surprised. Yes, it was a little bit light, but for an old traditional stout, great flavour. So I would highly recommend that. I really would. Right, I'm just looking at the... Do it. What? The Speckled Hen? Or get carried away and start doing me Australian, man. I can't help myself. Ange Posta. What? Who's Tottenham manager? Ange Postecoglou, isn't it? That's his name. Yeah, big Ange, mate. You know, we weren't really at the races today. City dominated the game, and we really couldn't keep up with them. You know what I mean? But that's how football goes, isn't it? You got to be in the game, you know. Sorry about that. Where did that come from? I'll tell you what, I'm completely random. I bet old Sammy's going, fuck me, shut up, Baz. What are you doing taking the piss out of the Australians? I'm not taking the piss. It's the convicts from London that went to us that gave the accent there. Yeah. What are you saying? Oh. Are you knocking my family tent? No, I haven't taken offence. You flaming galah. Poor Sam's gone. The short and stout are gone. We've upset him. We've offended him. Put another shrimp on your Barbie, mate. Talking of shrimps on Barbies, and this is nothing against... Anyone remember the old Dumb and Dumber, innit? Ah, where you from? Austria. Ah, put another shrimp on the Barbie, mate. Great line. Sorry. Not as funny as the film, but it was a great line. They reckon Aussie accent. How fucking rude. This is the Queen's English. Wouldn't be surprised, mate. I mean, to be honest, which is funny, isn't it? Rum drunken English. Is that, do you mean rum as in English people, or people who drunk rum? Which is quite ironic, really, because rum comes from like the Caribbean, doesn't it? Which is odd, but it's all a bit of fun. It's all a bit of fun. Do you know what? When I watch Sammy, I'll tell you what, I love the Australian accent. What I like about the Australian accent, especially Sammy as well, it's so laid back, isn't it? And it's like the Ange Postecoglou, isn't it? Everything is so laid back, mate. You know, there's no rush to fucking swear. If I'm really fucking pissed off, I don't need to fucking shout. I don't need to say it fucking quick. You're getting on my fucking tits, you know what I mean, mate? It's all fucking laid back. I don't want you in my fucking job anymore. Just get the fuck out of my office and fuck off. That's how it is, isn't it? That's how, you know, it comes across. Sammy, don't be insulted, right? Don't be insulted. Old Crafty Hen review, please. I think actually you was on the last live I done, and I think you mentioned that because I've still got the patty with Old Crafty Hen on. I'll have to pick it up. Ah, people who drunk rum. But yeah, I don't know. You just associate rum, didn't you, with Jamaicans? Oh, good man, Sam. Do you know, honestly, if I take the mick out of anyone, I always say, don't take it as a piss take. Well, it is a piss take, but in a nice way. I'm the sort of person that jokes, pisses about with people in a way. If I do that to you, you know I like you. If I don't talk to you full stop, then you know I really have no fucking time for anyone. I'm very much like that. So if I have a bit of fun with you, don't be offended. But yeah, I love the Australian accent. And when like I said, when I've watched your videos, you're so laid back and you just want to sit there. And this Australian brewery's done a collaboration with an American brewery, and you, quite frankly, when you're talking about it, you don't give a fucking shit, do you, mate? That's how it is. You're getting a bit daft, Baz, here. Sorry. Is Spurs your team? No. It used to be, Tent. It used to be many moons ago when I was a lot younger. And I think it was back in 1990, 1991. I got fed up of supporting them because they were shit. If you like, I swear there was an Australian accent then when I said shit. It's either shit or it's American shit. I'm not sure it's Australian shit or American shit. But yeah, used to be a Spurs fan many moons ago. They were doing me head in, and I was on my break, and I decided that I was going to support someone totally different. I didn't want to support all the big names that everyone supported. So I looked in the lower leagues, and at the time the Premier League wasn't there, so it was Division 1, 2 and 3. Well, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I looked at a team that was doing well in the 3rd division. And it was Sheffield United. They were second in the 3rd division behind Leeds at the time, which is quite ironic because Leeds and Sheffield United, as big as Leeds have been at some points, Leeds and Sheffield United have been very much sort of close rivals and very close in league positions at times. So that's who I support. And I started, like I said, supporting them about 90, 91. Can't remember the year, but I remember exactly when I started doing it. I was working for a painter and decorator, and we was working at the Telford Ministry of Defence. I was on my break, and it was a time when newspapers were a big thing. And that's when I started doing it. And I looked through the leagues, and I've stuck with them ever since. Not had many. No, I've had a lot of good times supporting them. I had a lot of hard times supporting them, but I wouldn't swap them now. I think you find your time at one point where you stick with the team, and Sheffield United are my team. So you could say, 33, 34 years I've been supporting them. And that's my team, and that's who I'll stick with. Always will be. Blooming Glory Hunters, yeah. I tell you what, I hate people that support teams in the lower divisions when they're doing well and then just latch onto them. To be honest, mate, I wanted to support a team that wasn't a big name, but there comes a point, doesn't there? And I remember thinking in my head, I don't want to support a really, really shit team. I want to support a team that maybe looks like they got something going for them. But the fact that I went down to the old third division, which would have been the first division now, if you like, because obviously Premier Championship, first division. It'd probably be like me suddenly deciding to support Wrexham. But Wrexham have the money now, whereas probably then it was all a different kettle of fish. But yeah, Glory Hunter. I'm such a twat, aren't I? Oh, hang on. Paul's beer reviews is here. I'm going to get onto his comment in a minute. So West Ham sent you down with the RGs. I don't know when. This could be going before my time. This one, we actually had. Do you know what? Apparently, and obviously, what happened? What I'm about to tell you now was before I started supporting Sheffield United. But 1978, we was on the verge of signing Diego Maradona. And I'm trying to think where he went. He went somewhere else. But can you imagine? You know, that would be like now or 15, 20 years ago, Sheffield United being on the verge of signing Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, it's mental. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. Sorry. Oh, I've missed Paul out. I'll come back to you, Paul. Sorry. That was a mistake. My first Argyle game was at Wembley, 1996. So sort of honorary glory hunter me. Do you know what? It's nothing to be ashamed of, is it? I think if you stick with them, some people, you don't support teams necessarily for the winning side of it. You support teams because you just attract, you know, if somebody supported Man United when they won 10 titles, great. Well, not great. I mean, you kind of look at it and go, oh, yeah, definitely glory. But in all fairness, United were a fantastic team in the 90s and that. They had that golden period. But I think nobody goes out to support a team that is completely shit, because why would you? In all honesty, there has to be something there for you to have some kind of hope. Unless they're a local team to you, you wouldn't go for a shit team, would you? You know, let's just say 30 years ago, Exeter were fucking bottom of the old fourth division. Why the fuck would I support them? There would have to be something there for me to have some hope to support them. But I wouldn't go out for the full-on big, massive clubs, if you like. And I'm still with Sheffield United, and other people won't, will they? There has to be something there to attract them to support them, because nobody wants the piss taken out of them all the time. Right, let's get back to Paul. Apologies, Paul. How are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. This is late for me. This is like your early start time, and this is late for me. Anyone in the most of it seems to be people who subscribed or got channels, but Short and Stout, go and check out his channel. 10, I'm not sure about you. I'm just assuming you are just a YouTube watcher, so you'll know about all these channels anyway. Rasco, go and check out Rasco. Go and check out Paul's beer reviews. All be nice to everyone and show everyone some support. 10:05. So I've stopped on a little bit longer. My wife's gone outside for a fag. Right. Rasco is saying, howdy, Paul. And Paul is saying, Disco, how are you, buddy? Hang on, missed one there. 10. Aguero Mascherano, about in the mid-90s. Yeah, Sergio Aguero. Yeah, it's been some good players. Argentinians at Tottenham. At the time I supported them. Ricky Villa and Ozzy Ardiles. Fucking fantastic players. Tottenham had some great players. They had some great players when I supported them. But they did go shit. I mean, you look at what they've had at Tottenham. Paul Gascoigne, Chris Waddle. Fucking there's been some great players there. But at the time, they were going through... I don't know. Do I regret leaving Tottenham? Or... no, not me leaving Tottenham, but not supporting them. No, not one bit. Do you know what? What I get out of football, supporting Sheffield United, beats winning, I would imagine. I can only think, because you never know what you're going to get with a lower team. So, as you know, Sheffield United are a pretty solid team now. Everyone sort of like might say, oh, well, you're not in the Premier League. Yeah, but we're in the Championship. Championship is a fantastic league. And Sheffield United, let's be honest, I would look at them every year in the Championship and say they have got to be in the top 6, and they will be in the top 6 because they are that good. But then they never seem to have enough to be a steady Premier League team. And sometimes that can just come down to luck. It really can. But I love supporting them. Because there's always things that can go wrong, but there's always things that can go better. Probably supporting United, yeah, great in the 90s, Man United. But now the wheels have fallen off. And now I always said, as soon as fucking Ferguson left, Man United need to go down a league almost. They need to forget whatever they've achieved because they're never going to achieve that. They might do in future, but then they're always going to... You can't expect Ferguson to retire and suddenly have another 20 years of great managers, players that just click. It's never going to happen. Paul's beer reviews. We want a great player or two, just lack the team around them. Yeah, honestly, you know, like I said, years ago, a Spurs fan, they've had some great players. My dad was mates with, I think his name was Ron Allen. I could be wrong, but it was Clive Allen's dad. My dad knew him. Clive Allen, another great player. He was at Queen's Park Rangers as well when he was at Tottenham. Another great player. There's been some, you know, Ray Clements as well at Spurs. He was at QPR as well, wasn't he, I think? But, yeah, Tottenham had some great players. And Son, another great player for Tottenham. Yeah, not bad. Just Paul, Mike. Got some... Just hearing you went for it. Yeah, I did, yeah. To be honest, Paul, it was at a time where... you know, what was it? Like I say, 1990, 91. So I know people say, oh, well, I've been going to watch them for years and years and years and years. I think years ago when you were younger, you always swapped teams, didn't you? But I reached a point where Tottenham weren't doing it for me. And that was probably the year I come of age in a way, in a sense, for supporting teams, and I've stuck with them ever since. I've stuck with Sheffield United ever since. But I love supporting them. I do and I don't. I had plenty of shit time watching them and cursing and effing and blinding and this, that, and the other. But yeah, why would you go from supporting Tottenham to the Blades? You wouldn't. But that's me. That's me. That's me. That's my personality. That's me saying, fuck you, big clubs. I'm going to do something totally different. I don't care. I like being the outsider. I like being the oddball. I like being the weirdo. Well, not the weirdo, not Jimmy Savile weirdo, but you know what I mean. It's all it. I'm a funny one. Be lovely to see you, Disco. I'm in tomorrow and then Sunday and then off for Christmas. Good man, Paul. I was lucky enough to finish a job yesterday. I say lucky enough. I mean, I didn't price it. I've done it on day work, so I was thinking it could be 5-6 days. So I've had today off. And I'm not working Monday. So in a sense, I'm losing a few £100 for my day's earnings. The customers gained. But chances are they're going to be happy and they're not even going to worry about me. Oh, that's it. Yes. Yeah. I remember now, Tent. Yeah. It was, what's the name, wasn't it? Oh, Carlos Tevez, wasn't it? Carlos Tevez. So I've caught up with you. Carlos Tevez. Also remember, I think it was when the Premier League started after COVID, we was in a really good position. Or was it the year after? We played Aston Villa. And I think we had a goal that was clearly over the line that never got. I don't even think VAR was called up for it, or I'm certain VAR was out then, or was it the year after? But anyway, there was a really bad decision against Villa, against us, against Sheffield United, and they ended up getting a point. And it turns out Villa escaped the drop and we went down. So it couldn't have been that year. It was the second year. It was the year we went down, probably 2020, 2021. But yeah. Do you know what, right? I fucking love Neil Warnock. Excuse my French, but I love Neil Warnock. He was a star. He was a star. Neil Warnock, Dave Bassett. Dave Bassett was 19 sort of when I started supporting them. Dave Bassett was a manager. Neil Warnock was a great manager. I know a lot of people don't like him. I like the fact that he's outspoken. I've got a few ear cups coming now, but who cares? But yeah, there's a funny story actually. Apparently, I don't know. I mean, you see stories, don't you, about players? But Paul Pesky-Salido, if anyone remembers him, he was at West Brom. He was married, I think, to Karen Brady, Birmingham. Married to Karen Brady, who run Birmingham. I think he played for Birmingham and West Brom, but he played for us as well. And apparently there's a story that Neil Warnock challenged everyone to a game of 10-pin bowling, something like 50 quid each. So all the players jumped in to have a go. And then, so the bet's on already. They turned up at this bowling alley, and apparently Neil Warnock turned up with his own bowling balls and his own shoes and that, scored a perfect 300 and went home really well off. Which I think is hilarious. And I can imagine he would do that. I think he's got the gall and the audacity to take the piss out of the players to do that. But I think he's great. I used to love old Neil Warnock. Be a sad day when he dies, personally for me, because I've been such a big Sheffield United fan, and he brought a lot of good times to Sheffield United and passion to them. So there'll be a day where he goes, and it'll be a sad day, certainly for me. Yeah, Carlos Tevez was a hell of a player. Was blatantly duped into joining West Ham, thinking he was joining top London club. Quality, that's right. Tevez, not Aguero. Yeah. Warno speaks. Yeah, do you know what, right? It's all right, people going, oh, I don't like him. He's arrogant. It's like fucking thingy, excuse my French. Mourinho. A lot of people knock Mourinho. Yeah, he's arrogant. But you know, he hasn't got that success without not being good, has he? You know, you're clearly a good manager. Sometimes you don't have the players. Sometimes things don't work out. You're clearly a good manager, but I don't always think somebody outspoken should be looked at as a bit of an arsehole. And I think a lot of people do. They think, oh, well, you know, you're not really giving credit here or giving credit there. But if you think you know what you know and you think you're good at it and you think you're right, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a complete arsehole. It just means you're confident, you know. So I've caught up with the comments. Just bear with me. I've got to go and see the vicar. The old valve's gone, so I'll be back in a second. Whoa, that's better. Had to get rid of that. Bit too much information, quite possibly. We got 6 in. Yeah, I've gone 15 minutes over. I've got that. I'm going to drink it. But once this one goes, I'm going to leave you all in peace. Don't worry, it's not going to go in like 3 seconds. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed tonight. So, who does everyone support? I know Paul was a Tottenham fan. Rasco supports Plymouth. Let me know who you support. How do you think your teams are going to do? We beat Plymouth, didn't we? Not long ago, I think. Or we've got them coming up. Obviously, we're not going to play Tottenham this year. And if Tent is a West Ham fan, we're not going to play them this year. But let me know how you think your teams are going to do. We've got Cardiff tomorrow, away from home. So we're doing quite well. They're not. Cardiff will be a hard place to go. But then we've got a massive game Boxing Day for my lot against Burnley. But we are at home. But Burnley are a funny team. They're up there, but they've had nearly as many draws as they've had wins. And you kind of think, how the hell are you up there? It amazes me. And I can't think who we got between, will there be another game between Boxing Day and New Year? I don't know. I don't actually. I don't know why you call him Colin or why they call him. So you'll have to let me know. Let me know on that one. I don't know everything about Warnock. I am a football fan and I do support Sheffield United, but I'm not a religious sort of bloke that, you know, some fans are proper hardcore, aren't they? But I am a big supporter of them. But yeah, we got Burnley, Boxing Day. That'd be a tough game. Be a big game, but I honestly think we're going up. I think Leeds played us at an ideal time. Oh, he's a Queen's Park Rangers fan. Apologies, Rasco Disco. I get confused. It's getting late now, isn't it? I've had a couple of pints. Oh, yeah, I've got to laugh. Do you know what? I'll tell you what football brings out. It brings out so much banter, doesn't it? Even though I read it and what have you, it didn't sort of like sink in. But yeah, football brings out so much banter. I have so much banter with my missus. She's an Everton fan. And I gave her so much shit last year or the year before. I think, was it last year? Can't remember. It was last year we went down. Yeah, last year we went down. I gave her so much shit. I said, oh, Sheffield United are going to hammer you. You lot are going down at last and what have you. Tom Brady's Blues. Is that Birmingham? So I'm just thinking of the Bradys and the Blues. Unless I'm like a little bit. Oh, hang on. Let me just click off that. Have you got a go-to beer at Christmas, Baz? Any traditions? No. Honestly, Paul, no, I don't. And mostly because of doing all this review stuff. There's always different beers. There's nothing I really go to. But I mean, if there's a style, I do love a dark beer at Christmas around the sort of winter months. I go down to Stonehouse Brewery, which is local to me. And they released a stout, dark full stout about, oh Christ, I bet it's about 4 months ago. I think it was a new stout brewed. They don't do big batches, but obviously they brewed it again or whatever, or they brewed a lot. And normally, if I go down there, I normally stick to my hazies, Paul, and I'll try their cast stuff, and I'll try anything different. I always try that, but normally, religiously, I will stick to their hazies. But the stout was really good, and I found that going down there, over these last sort of months when it was released, a lot of the time I've drunk the stout. But yeah, I don't really have anything that I traditionally go to, but I do like a dark beer at Christmas. It just depends what I've got in the house. What about you? Do you sort of set yourself up, and say, all right, do you know what? I love that beer and I've bought 24 bottles over Christmas or whatever. Although I think 24 would probably be too small for you. I'm sure you put a dent in a few more beers. Right. So you're a Birmingham fan and you beat Wrexham. You beat Wrexham, didn't you? 3-1. So, yeah, I was quite happy about that. I might be on the Welsh border, but it don't make me Welsh. But Wrexham going well. Along with Birmingham. So, be quite interesting. So we've got 8 in. It's 22 minutes past 10. I'm going to finish this. Not going to chuck it back though, so don't worry. So anything anyone wants to say. I'm a really shit talker, by the way, believe it or not. Wife always says, you never talk to me. I've got nothing to say. I'm 3 hours, 20 minutes in. So I'm starting to run out of what I can think to say. But yeah, are you set up for Christmas, you guys? Are you set up for Christmas? Yeah, 10 said yes. Yeah, I like an ESB. It's good. It's not one. It's funny. It's a great beer, and I know a lot of people are mad on ESB, but it's not one I go to. Again, like I said, I don't have a go-to beer as such. And whiskey, I don't do. I don't really. No, I don't do whiskey. It's funny, isn't it? Because there's lots of stuff that when I drink a beer, I don't like raisins, currants, dark fruits. I'm not a fruit person, if you like, things like that. And yet when it's in the beer, it improves the beer, I think. It improves the beer. You could see me go out and buy 10 bottles of a beer that gives you flavors of raisins and currants, but there's no way you'd ever see me go out and buy a packet of bloody sun-kissed raisins. It wouldn't happen. But no set thing for me. It'll just be, as long as I got a big fat Christmas dinner, mate, I'm happy. May your sack and stockings be full. Now there are comments for that, but I'm not going to lower the tone because we are, a more quality Wetherspoons. This online pub is a Wetherspoons in Chelsea. We got people that come in with suits on. They don't order Plymouth gin or Gordon's gin. They order, what's the other fancy fucker? I can't think of it. Hendrix, is it? Will it be Hendrix? Could be Hendrix gin. This is a higher quality pub. This is Rate My Beer. You end up in, if you go on their online pub, you end up in a Wetherspoons in Chatham. Oh yes, you don't get no riffraff in here, pal. You wouldn't be in here now, Paul. I'd have to. But you're a classy man. You know a good pub. I swear with class, I do. I don't just tell you to F off. I say, would you mind effing off? I try and be polite with it. Oh dear, it's getting to the end of the night and it's getting too late. Do you know what? I got leftover chili. I'm getting kind of peckish now as well. Got some chili left in the thing, so I might go downstairs and nibble some chili before I go to bed once I finish this. But what I will say, that will probably be my last mouthful. So I probably am going to end it now, more or less. So a massive thank you to everyone that's joined in. Tent, Rasco, Paul, all the other people, Paul Greenwood, Dave Jones, Simo, Mr. B, everyone that's joined in. A big thank you for tonight. I was thinking 2 hours if I'm lucky, because I know a lot of people go live on a Friday, but I've had a lot of people in commenting, talking. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Hopefully I haven't bored you all too much. And the ones that join later on, a big thank you as well. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. Thank you, Rasco. I'm going to end it there. I'm going to go downstairs, have a nibble. I'm going to say Happy Christmas to you all. Hope you all have a good weekend. I don't think there's any plans of going live, but it could happen before Christmas or Christmas Day or slightly after Christmas. I don't know. But if I don't see or speak to any of you again, it's much appreciated for all the support. I will do a video and thank everyone. But just for now, everyone that's joined in tonight, a big thank you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Enjoy your weekend. Don't get too battered. I'm only joking. Get really pissed. Don't forget any Christmas presents. And I will see you all again soon on another beer review. Cheers, everyone. Look after yourselves and have a great Christmas.